believed that Amber Heard had histrionic personality disorders. Dr. Curry said that she was asked to provide a psychological evaluation of Ms. Heard
sound insane.
in October 2021, but that she was not asked to do the same for Depp.
You crazy, man?
Dr. Curry met with Heard on 2 separate dates for approximately 12 hours in total. She also reviewed all the case documents along with Heard's medical records, audio and video recordings, and multiple witness statements. And Dr. Curry said the results of Ms. Heard's evaluation supported 2 diagnoses: borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder.
Let me ask you, so when you were on the jury, you didn't have any situation. Did you have any situation where an expert was called in to testify?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It was like it wasn't that type of case. Well, I guess, yeah, it was about an infestation, and so I think they had like exterminators come in or something like that.
I wonder in general, when you have somebody like this who's, making an assessment of the other person, and they've been paid for by the opposing, whether the plaintiff or the defendant, if your natural inclination is to go, well, they're being paid. They're being paid to say this.
Oh,
But
yeah.
don't both sides? Oh.
Yeah, they both can do it. I'm just saying in general, as a juror.
The expert wasn't brought in because of the trial. She was seeing the expert prior to?
No, Johnny Depp's team.
Hired by Depp's
her.
team.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
To assess her.
Yeah, I guess so.
I know you're not
maybe.
supposed to, but I think if you think they're paid for,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the other side has to agree on it. So, like, they agreed on that professional.
Because they can do it, too. They can call in a professional and they'll say the absolute opposite.
What is the end situation here? Like, what is he? I know that he's worried about his image.
The electric chair.
No, but like, what happens in the end? And I can't remember if I asked this last week or not.
Money,
like,
I assume.
Is it? But like, does she have money to give him?
No, well, he would claim that he's looking to clear his image, and that's the whole modus operandi here.
But like, what is the judge ruling?
Right. So at the end of it all, okay, Mr. It's not just Mr. Depp. You're clear. There's some restitution.
You're both legally married.
What? No.
Besides his name being cleared, there's something else.
I guess he gets the nuh-uh.
Well, how about punitive? How about court costs? Things of that nature.
Well, she also he gave her money, right? In like some
Which
sort of
she was going to supposedly and did give to charity.
She did not give it to charity, is what I've heard.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there we go. My expert witness says that.
Yeah. I don't know, but we'll find out at the end of it all,
I guess
Kath.
so.
We'll see.
Just make those Pirates movies stop.
In a recent interview with BBC News, Viola Davis commented on the negative feedback that she received regarding her portrayal of Michelle Obama in The First Lady. The How to Get Away with Murder actress said it is incredibly hurtful when people say negative things about your work. However, she added that criticism is an occupational hazard and that not everything is going to be an awards-worthy performance.
She's a great actress.
She has nothing to prove. She commented on how she handles criticism. She said, critics absolutely serve no purpose. And I'm not saying that to be nasty either. They always feel like they're telling you something that you don't know. Somehow that you're living a life that you're surrounded by people who lie to you, and I'm going to be the person that leans in and tells you the truth. So it gives them an opportunity to be cruel to you.
Maybe it was unfair, but they were complaining about her use of a Cockney accent.
Davis added, ultimately, I feel like it's my job as a leader to make bold choices. Win or fail, it is my duty to do that. Plus, she said playing Michelle Obama was almost impossible because either you're doing too much or not enough when you do that. All right, so Mackenzie Phillips is living her life out loud. The One Day at a Time star revealed that she's bisexual while appearing on the Behind the Velvet Rope with David Yontef on Monday. When the host crowned Phillips as a gay icon, the actress said, I love that. I also love that. I thought my entire life I had lived on both sides of the curtain. We have a clip of her commenting on this.
You are kind of a gay icon, Mackenzie. Like, do you realize?
Well, I love that. And I also love that I, throughout my life, have lived on both sides of the curtain. I've had boyfriends. I've had girlfriends throughout my life. I am neither one nor the other. I love our gay community. Yeah, I mean, I love everybody. Not everybody, almost.
She added that Addiction Center Breathe Life Healing Center, where she serves as Director of Referral Relations, is LGBT owned and operated as well. But she's been candid about her personal life.
Oh, my God,
in her
yeah.
books. Yeah, she had some pretty terrible things happen.
She had a years-long sexual relationship with her father.
Yep. Yep. So pretty intense
And
stuff.
so if she's working at or her main thing is this rehab facility, that's good. That's good. I mean, for her, because she had a lot. How could that not F you up? How could that not drive you to drugs? You know?
Yeah, she had obviously a real bad run with that, too. Yeah. The Good Place actress Jamila Jamil has announced that she will no longer be on Twitter following Elon Musk's $44 billion purchase of the company. On Monday, she wrote, "One good thing about Elon buying Twitter is that I will finally leave and stop being a complete menace to society on here. So it's a win-win for you all, really." In a follow-up post featuring photos with her adorable dog, Barreled, she said, he got Twitter. I would like this to be what lies here is my last tweet, just really any excuse to show pics of Barreled. She said, I fear this free speech bid is going to help this hell platform reach its final form of totally lawless hate, bigotry, and misogyny. Best of luck.
How long before she's tweeting again?
Before she's back on it again.
It happens all the time. They make these declarations, and that afternoon.
Yep.
Look at what I had for lunch.
But New York Post reports that the hashtags delete Twitter and RIP Twitter were also trending following Musk's purchase of the platform. So a few people have bailed. Speaking of bailing, it's been a rocky road for Shailene Woodley and Aaron Rodgers. And
Rocky Road?
We don't have Rocky Road?
We don't have Rocky Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rocky Road?
Yes. People reports that the pair are going their separate ways again.
Oh, no.
Yeah. A source told the publication Shailene felt everything was on Aaron's terms and it wasn't making her happy. And unfortunately, I don't have anything more than that.
That's all you need to say, man.
Yeah, so they're
Consider this day a wreck.
Yeah. In a recent interview with Access Hollywood, actress Jessica Biel said that she's the happiest she's ever been in her marriage with Justin Timberlake, despite the ups and downs they've been through. About their marriage, she said, I sometimes feel like 10 years has just flown by in the blink of an eye.
10 years, man.
Yeah.
And other times, I feel like,
10 years, man. 10.
I feel like, oh my gosh, 10 years. That's a
10 years, man.
That's
10.
a really substantial, substantial amount of someone's life, and I just feel really proud of it. She said,
I love it.
Aren't we happy? Jessica Biel's happy.
I'm so happy
we're
that
so
she's happy.
happy.
But I was sad that Shailene Woodley was sad.
Over the weekend, Supernatural star Misha Collins asked a crowd of fans at Creation Entertainment Supernatural official convention by a show of force, and this is what he said, how many of you would consider yourself introverts? How many extroverts? And how many bisexuals? And then he said with a laugh, I'm all three. While many thought the actor was coming out, he backtracked on the comment on Monday and apologized via Twitter. He said, I want to deeply apologize for misspeaking this weekend. I'm not bisexual. I happen to be straight, but I'm also a fierce ally. And the last thing I want to do is falsely co-opt the struggles of the LGBTQIA community.
He was indelicate about it. They say his first tweet was, I'm all about the muff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm all about the muff. Just want you all to know and be clear about this. Bro.
It's like pop star never stopping his
Yeah. I'm not gay.
But I support.
American Gigolo star Lauren Hutton is still shining at 78. According to Page Six, the model and actress posed topless for the cover of Harper's Bazaar.
Stop saying topless
Yeah, 2022
when you're covered over.
Yeah.
It's, you know.
Unless I see nip, it's not topless.
It's not topless. Not that it matters. I wasn't thinking all day, boy, I really love to see Lauren Hutton topless.
Yeah.
But it's such a fake out.
I agree. So it was in the Harper's Bazaar May 2022 issue. She's wearing a Gucci blazer with her arms across her chest.
This is from
So
Gucci.
she's wearing a blazer, too.
Yeah,
so
come on.
That doesn't count as topless.
So if it's a headshot and you're not wearing a shirt, it doesn't matter.
Now, braless, I think, might make more sense.
That's what she basically, I think she's doing hand bras in one series of pictures.
She wrote, I'm not going to try to look younger. I'm happy to still be modeling, and I'm still an athlete, she said in the issue.
Rocky Road? Rocky Road?
A little late.
It's well worth the wait. I enjoyed every second of that. Also, you're not topless if you're wearing a top.
What do you guys want for her? You went like full frontal on that.
They do this all the time.
She literally has a top on.
Yeah.
Therefore, she is not topless.
Kathy, what do I want from her?
Yeah.
Her licking one of her own nipples. That's what I want.
She's like 100. Give her a break.
It's such a cheap sell.
It's
She looks
not
great.
her fault.
But when they report on it, and I'm guilty of that too, because I'm passing along this story that I saw.
Fraudulent.
That she had posed topless. We just don't consider that.
Like if they say you can see her beaver and it's an actual beaver, it doesn't count.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice beaver.
So, anyhow, they gave her some ice cream, and she went.
Such a lovable character.
Can we isolate that hair? I just want to hear that by itself once and see if that's worth keeping around just as that. Here we go. Okay.
Wait a
all right.
second.
A little like
Oh my
Preston's.
God! It sounds like me.
It does.
It sounds like my burp. Or I'm sorry, my yawn laugh.
Here
Yeah.
you go.
All right.
Oh wait, hold on.
Rocky Road.
Isolate.
Oh my God.
Do that backwards.
Yeah. Because yours is a
Yep.
and then his is a Where's the other way
Play
around?
regular.
Yeah.
Good. That works.
It
It
does.
works both ways.
I like it.
You think Chunk's available for interview?
He died.
He did?
Oh, Chunk.
Oh, sloth.
I thought
is
you were
dead.
talking about Sloth.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah,
Sloth
dude.
died.
I'll bet he does. He definitely does interviews.
It'd be cool to talk to him,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, we just had Data on for crying out loud.
That was so much fun.
Try to get the whole gang if we can. All right, Deadline. Deadline reports that former Lakers point guard, coach, and general manager Jerry West is livid about HBO's Winning Time series. We talked about this, which portrays the Los Angeles Lakers between 1979
Thing sucks.
and 80. But West told the Los Angeles Times on Tuesday, quote, "The series made us all," meaning the Lakers, "look like cartoon characters. They belittled something good. If I have to, I will take this all the way to the Supreme Court."
Wow. Them's fighting words.
He is hell-bent on getting something from
He
Adam
has-
McKay and company.
Put Kim Kardashian on retainer.
Oh, wow.
He's serious about
Well,
it.
he does sound like his character in the show a little bit, does he not?
But yeah.
Yeah,
In, in that
he-
statement, yeah.
yeah, if he's this pissed off about a portrayal and he's going to take it to the Supreme Court, maybe there's a little bit of truth to what they portray. Also, and I said this last week, it was based on a book, and so the fact that it's made it to HBO now and it's getting this much coverage, you know, it already had been written. This portrayal of how Jerry West acted and behaved has been talked about many, many times, and now he has an issue with it. I think that's a little suspect.
I think because you kind of breathed some oxygen into it.
Yeah,
and
sure.
the series has obviously brought it back to the forefront.
Yep. So Deadline reports that at CinemaCon in Las Vegas yesterday, Warner Brothers announced that there will be The Batman 2.
Yay!
Directed by Matt Reeves. And I think it's Matt Reeves' birthday today. I think I missed him in our birthdays. I thought I saw that on IMDb. Yeah, he's 56 today. And of course, Robert Pattinson will be back again. And Reeves said, "Thank you all for your tremendous support of the Batman. Excuse me, we couldn't have gotten here without the faith, enthusiasm of all your teams around the world. I'm excited to jump back into this world for the next chapter."
So the movie came out, obviously, a little while ago, and then they were going to bring it to streaming in HBO Max. So I watched it last Friday, and then the next day it was on HBO.
Oh, really?
And on constantly. So I've seen it now in its entirety, about 4 times. And but I'm like, man, I thought it was going to go to HBO Max and streaming for pay.
Stay there for a bit.
little bit. But if you look at last night, it was on HBO. It seemed to be around the clock again.
Okay. Speaking of superhero films, Sony has confirmed the Marvel spinoff Venom 3, as well as the sequel to 2021's Ghostbusters Afterlife, directed by Jason Reitman. Sony announced the sequels at CinemaCon as well, although the studios didn't add any further details about who's involved or when the release might be. There's surely a good chance that Tom Hardy will be back as the anti-hero from Marvel's Spider-Man comics following last year's Venom Let There Be Carnage. And also there's a post-credit scene at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home that has...
Yes.
So one of the rumors I heard was that Tom Hardy's Venom will encounter a different Spider-Man, a different Peter Parker, which could be Andrew Garfield and or Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
Because the lines that are blurred between Sony and Marvel and Tom Holland and the other Spider-Man make proprietary rights confusing.
Interesting.
However, they can bring in Venom and use Venom with other Spider-Man, if I understand this correctly.
Yes. Well, listen, it was Tobey Maguire who encountered Venom in the third Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire.
Right.
But you could, because Andrew Garfield was under the Sony umbrella at that time, you could make him encounter their Venom.
And he is so great in Spider-Man No Way
he's
Home.
excellent.
I loved it.
That scene, well, listen, I don't know if hopefully you've seen it. Let's just say it's a great scene when he first appears.
Yep.
It's really wonderful.
Yeah, and then I had heard that actually Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man shows up in the Doctor Strange trailer.
Okay.
That he's the one who goes flying into like an ice cream truck or something like that.
Did you watch the Morbius at the end? There's a post-credit sequence with Michael Keaton, which apparently they're now like trying to backtrack because he's Vulture and he's also he's Batman.
Yeah, I think
There's
they're
a whole
trying to
bunch-
set up the Sinister Six, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see how it plays
What
out.
the hell's that?
It's like the Suicide Squad, but the Marvel version. So Sinister.
Like
But there's
Dr.
been a whole bunch of different members of Sinister Six.
I think Dr. Doom's in there, right?
Yeah, well, I didn't see him, but it was like Vulture. But like Morbius is like way down the line.
Scott Disick.
of the Sinister Six.
That's what they need to do.
Corey
Is
Gamble.
get like the biggest D-bags from reality television
and just put one of them.
and make a ragtag,
Right.
mayhem-infested
I would
evil
love that.
squad of them. I
You
love
don't
that.
care if they die.
All right, we're looking at this. Yeah, I see Electro and Green Goblin. As far as the Sinister Six go, I don't know who some of those other
Doc
ones are.
Ock is up there.
Yeah, and so is Mysterio,
Gary Lauer.
Vulture, and Gary Lauer.
Yeah. And Judge Judy.
Oh my God, that's his power. She's three.
Phlegm power.
He blasts phlegm balls.
Stand back, everyone. It's going to get juicy.
Oh, that is just gross.
Stop.
We can
Just
fire that
stop
up
it.
again,
Stop
Casey. Oh, God.
I need to time that out better. It needs to be a little bit.
Or
light.
retire it
wanna do it
forever and
again?
never do it again.
That's it.
It's got instead of the
Oh,
art.
did you hear the splat at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, one more time.
Oh wait, I might be able to do this.
That was excellent.
Oh.
Oh my God. Well, anyhow, they're gonna do they're gonna do follow-ups to Venom and Ghostbusters. And then I wanted to mention this. This is really fun. Starting in July, you'll be able to sing along with the characters of Encanto. Disney Concert.
I do already.
Live Nation announced Encanto, the sing-along film concert tour, a 32-stop expedition across the U.S., which will give fans of the film the chance to see their favorite superpower-possessing family in a brand new way. The one-of-a-kind event promises a simultaneous film and concert experience with a live on-stage band accompanying Disney's hit animated film as it plays in its entirety. And they're stopping in Philadelphia.
Nice.
August 16th at the Mann.
You going to take Caroline?
Maybe it's a Tuesday night. Tuesdays are
She going to take you?
Maybe she will. But tickets for the tour will be available for purchase 10 a.m. on Friday. So if you want to go see them at the Mann and sing along, that is an opportunity you can follow up on. All right, we're ready to get to the clips. Based on the classic sci-fi novel, The Man Who Fell to Earth, it tells the story of an alien who comes to our planet and learns to understand humanity. And in this clip, Chitwell Ejiofor talks about how his extraterrestrial character changes throughout the show. Here we go.
You are trying to kind of just build this character from the kind of experiences that you've had, like one of the things that I was excited about with this is that he's an alien that arrives on Earth, but it isn't like he arrives as a kind of newborn. He is a kind of adult being from another planet. So he has a host of experiences, knowledge, and certain things he's trying to learn on the planet, but also there are things he's unlearning.
Jeez, shut up.
There was a movie with David Bowie, The Man Who Fell to Earth, which is very artsy, and it has sort of a sadder ending. But I'm curious to see this.
New episodes of The Man Who Fell to Earth premieres Sunday nights on Showtime. Here's the next clip for you. The crime drama Candy tells the real-life murder of Betty Gore and the suspected culprit, her neighbor, Candy Montgomery. And here, Jessica Biel, who stars as Montgomery, talks about experiencing both the killer and victim dynamic.
It's always terribly informative and important when you can play two sides. You know, you have experience doing one thing, you have an experience doing another thing. It absolutely would inform, you know, everything that you do informs the next thing in some possibly even intangible way, I guess. I definitely know there's a lot less screaming and yelling when you're the killer and not the victim. And that's a little nicer.
Really?
Yeah. I think I remember this story. I'm looking at a picture of her, and she's got this tightly permed do, and I think this woman killed somebody with an axe, if I remember correctly.
It's heavy duty.
Yeah, you know what? I'll have to look that up. So Candy is set to premiere on Hulu May 9th, by the way. All right, and there you go. It's the Entertainment Report. And the entertainment continues because we have a screening of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
This is a new movie that everybody's excited about it. It is in the Multiverse of Madness, Wednesday, May 4th, 7 p.m. at UA King of Prussia. I can take 4 callers, first 4 callers at 215-263-WMMR, and we will put you in the theater to see it before anybody else a couple of days before it even opens.
Nice.
So let's get you on board for that. Call right now. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. We'll return in a second. Did not like to chat with Kelly Ripa when the cameras weren't rolling.
What?
No. It's not the way it sounds, and we all will understand this. Regis had a mandate. She said, absolutely no talking off camera.
So save it for the TV, right?
Yeah.
I'm such a professional.
She tells the New York Times about her dynamic with Philbin. She said he had almost a superstition about it. You save it for the show.
Save it for the show.
She said,
Kelly, look at me right in the eyes. Save it for the show.
She'd said, I'd be like, good morning. And
Shut up!
He'd say, save it for...
Shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut.
Save it for...
Shut the mouth now. Shut up.
You weren't very nice about it.
Look, shut the mouth closed. Shut. Now.
So she would... he would say, save it for the air.
Save it for the air. Shut.
I swear to God.
I will kill you where you stand. I will cut your whole goddamn head off. I just purchased a scimitar. For this very reason. To just slice your head off. So shh.
After he left live,
Nothing?
Michael Strahan came aboard and his unexpected eggs from Good Morning
She
America.
can't understand what he says, so.
So it didn't matter.
Oh, it was her saying don't talk, yeah. Shut up.
Just put your slicker on and talk to that slob.
Ari Lewandijk Jr. is about to meet 29 potential future wives.
Oh, boy. Is he the new Bachelor?
The Bachelor season 22 is about to kick off, and in the running this time are 4 Laurens, 2 Brittany's, and 3 real estate agents.
I am Brittany, and I'm just looking for that someone special.
The 36-year-old race car driver, there you go, was first introduced to viewers on season 8.
Hey, would
The
this show
Bachelor.
work with ugly people? I mean, straight
not
up.
at all for 1 second.
Can they just try it? Can like a smaller,
No one wants
lesser
to see-
network just do it with ugly people?
No, they did. Rock of Love.
No, I mean like actual ugly people.
You know what? They have shows that are average people, like that Married at First Sight thing.
Yeah.
And those people aren't. So they're just kind of average looking. So and people watch that, but
Yeah.
it does have the added level of they've never met before and they're going to try to stay together.
Regular people. It's just you have these stunning people. Many of them very loose sexually.
Right.
You have these dream dates that no one on earth ever goes on, but people on The Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And that's
Could
why
you
people
imagine,
watch.
like The Bachelor shows up, and then you got 20 or 30 bachelorettes, and then
Mama June Shannon gets out of limo.
Some of the bachelorettes are like, you know what, I'm out. You know,
yeah.
so immediately the 30 goes down to 20.
Well, that would be cool if at the point, but they've already it's the formula works so well.
I know.
It's been on, even though it's 90,000 different iterations of
This
it.
is season 22. Yeah, and I don't know how many
It's
different
showing no
versions.
signs of slowing down. Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise.
Imagine Casey if the Bachelor shows up and he looks like that doctored picture of Tom Cruise that makes him a little fat and he's wearing a baseball hat.
Or Booger.
Yes. Something like that.
It's not going to work. So anyhow,
I have to go. The limo's still running.
Yeah.
People with great personalities, all
No one
across
cares.
the board. Yeah.
Look at this picture here.
Yes.
That guy.
That's it. I love it.
I'd tune in. I totally would have watched that show. At least the first episode.
You know, it's a fantasy for everyone. I got just what love is really like.
But if you're one of the girls and you show up and Fat Tom Cruise is waiting for you instead of Ari Lewandowski Jr., you got ripped off on that season. You're gone.
Yeah.
You're out of there. So anyhow, he was first introduced on season 8 of The Bachelorette when he vied for the affection of Emily Maynard. So he goes,
I love you.
He goes,
I want to be with you.
He goes,
forever.
I love you.
I love you. I look into the future and I see you and I together, like two people together.
Poetry.
I want to walk down the aisle with you, the same aisle, and get married. I want to write our own vows and use ventriloquist dummies to convey them.
Please welcome Mr. M Night Shamlayn.
Hey guys, I like the music.
You like that?
That's a cello actually played through, through an electric. Thing
Oh, that's really cool.
To
Yeah.
make it sound like a growl. That's,
Oh, really?
That's
Music from Split. Yeah.
Yeah, this was, hang on, wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see
now
that
you
on
can
that-
hear it.
Yeah, and the composer actually plays the cello. He played it himself, like in a bathroom, like off the tiles, and you can. Anyway.
Who's the composer? No. I mean,
Wes Stortson. I got him from the HBO show The Jinx. You know, making.
Yes.
So just an amazing talent.
I want to talk about, or ask you about Split, and so I don't want no spoiler alerts, but I recently went to a screening of Unbreakable. Do you look at Unbreakable differently than you did 10 years ago?
Split and Unbreakable are very, very connected, and they've always been. Even when I wrote the original movie, both these movies were in my head and actually on paper.
Okay.
So it was just one of the things when I started doing smaller movies, which give me a lot of creative control, and for me, whether it's even just in my own head, a sense of being able to be daring and different and original and not worry because the budgets are low and I can do something that's unexpected. I felt like, wow, I could do this other part of this story in a very unusual way. In fact, in a way that hasn't been done before, which is not even tell you how it's connected to something else unless you come see the movie and then forbid it to be mentioned in the marketing. It was really strange, I'll tell you, because I write only originals, but this is the first time I've ever written something where I already knew the characters, so it was very bizarre. Like, as soon as I started writing, I knew all the characters' voices and how they were going to react. So it was a very different process. And,
Okay.
Yeah, really interesting.
Well, speaking of that, I apologize, but how did you come up with all the different voices and characters for the one character in Split?
Yeah, James plays, if you guys haven't seen it, Split is about James's character and who suffers from DID, and he has 23 personalities, and there's a 24th one coming, which is a very threatening personality. And in this movie, he plays. I don't want to tell you how much because I think it's going to be fun, but it's an enormous number.
But that's crazy to have to come up with 23 characters for one.
You know what? Really, it's not any different for me as a screenwriter because they are who they are. So
they're real characters. They're just being funneled through one person.
Yeah, it's James that has the problem. I have to. I'm just writing different characters.
I watched the Blu-ray had a different ending. Which I find this stuff fascinating.
Yeah.
And one you didn't go with, and it was the exact right call to go with the one you went with. But do you when you shoot those things and you actually just sit there and see them side by side and run them? Do you go, that's it, or are you back and forth, back and forth, back and forth?
Well, I mean, part of art is listening, right?
Yeah.
So you can have an agenda. Again, if I write you this movie about you guys, you 5 guys right here in this thing, I can have an agenda. Oh, I want Preston to be this person and that person, and but you have to really listen because the character of Preston or the character of Kathy will start talking to you and telling you something, and if you're being arrogant in the process, it's literally in a relationship, and if you're not listening, to say, oh, wow, the Kathy character wants to be the dominant character. It doesn't want to be the way you were thinking of her. And so it's listening to it and making the movie and looking at it. You go, wow, I thought James's character was going to do this, or I thought Bruce's character was going to go this way. But actually, it's Sam's character that wants to do this. And that process of, I've gotten better at listening.
You sort of step aside and let the voices come. I know it seems very
it's all
bizarre,
sounds really, bizarre.
And overly artsy, but I would understand that when you're writing for multiple characters. I mean, they're all living within you.
Yeah, so James, we were doing a scene, and just a random moment, just to give you a sense of what I'm talking about, and James was playing the 9-year-old boy, and he did something that he didn't know he was going to do. He was walking down the street, and he did something with something on the side of the building, and he, a half second before he did it, he didn't know he was going to do that. Right? And then he did it, and then he reacted to it, and like a 9-year-old, and it was hilarious and wonderful, but he didn't pre-think that. He was being the character and listening, basically, is what I'm saying. What does the character think? Oh, wow, the character's eyes went to this thing that happened to walk by. And that in that same way, being present as, having empathy. I guess as an artist, that's really what you're cultivating, is your ability to have empathy. But I've always, coveted the opportunity to do something where there was a pre-existing mythology. And something so well thought out. Why Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and even Star Wars, Lucas's Star Wars, why it's so effective is the backstory has been thought out so much. The backstory is the front story. All that work has been done. And when you guys see something on television or a movie that rings a little hollow, that's because the person walked in the room and that person didn't exist before they walked into the room.
So with that kind of just leaving things, just letting it funnel through, can we expect to see Glass face off against Stuart Little?
Maybe.
Is it possible?
Yeah, it's possible. I wrote Stuart Little for you fans out there. That's why that joke actually is funny.
I'd like to thank you. I'm a new member of the board of directors of the Greater Philadelphia Film Office. I work with Sharon Pinkerton now. So I came on board this year, and now I've been brought into the fold of all things film and television in Philadelphia. What she does is amazing, but it's people like you that still highlight this area as a place to film, a place to create, a place that's got wonderful landscapes and backgrounds and all that stuff, and trying to to keep that coming into the area.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, obviously we shot a scene with Bruce down in South Philly, and we were in this house, this row home, and we came out and there's 2,000 people outside. And they were like bringing us cheesesteaks and pizzas. By the way, I ate it all. So it was so good. I mean, I'm a Philly boy. I mean, I'm a classic Philly boy. It's October. We're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yes, we are. M Night Shamlayn, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man. Yesterday we got on a discussion for a moment about weird phone lines.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah, well, what was it?
It was you.
Yeah, there was a number we used to call that would just. And it was something stupid to do as a kid that when you would call it, it would dial or it would ring once and then it would pick up and it would go, I mean, over and over, nonstop.
It had to be like maybe for service guys working on the lines, like a calibration thing.
Maybe that was
something like that.
Something along
and you
those
happened
lines.
upon it.
No, but the reason I brought this up is because Steve came across now. One of the things is not just free phone lines like the time and temperature and 800 PHL gate. There was a time in history where the 900 exchange was quite popular, and those were paid phone calls. You mentioned celebrity ones.
Yeah, we have a couple of them.
You ready for this one?
Yeah, which one you have?
Here we go.
Audio Entertainment presents pop music's new sensation, Paula Abdul.
And you can walk on my team. You can participate and be a part of this if you donate and sign up for Team Preston WMMR. You get a team T-shirt. We will actually get to walk on Lincoln Financial Field. If you've always wanted to be down there on the field,
pretty cool.
Chance to do that. Swoop will be there, Eagles cheerleaders, and not to brag or anything, but I'm this year's media honored hero. Yay! So I'm getting an award. So thank you, everyone. Please quiet down. No, and you can hear my call late in the night. Whatever it is, I can't make that noise again. And that's me. So anyhow, yeah, it's coming up on the 12th of June, and it's for Chrones and Colitis Foundation research, education, and patient support services for those suffering from inflammatory bowel diseases, which are insanely painful, gang. So if you could help out, that would be great. And sign up for the team. And just go to WMMR.com and click on events, and you will find the info there, and would love to have you on the team.
Preston, I got a text yesterday from Giovanna Pisano. Giovanna won our Isolation Idol contest. Remember that from 2020, right at the beginning of the pandemic? Her band, Dinah, is going to be playing at your event. So she's and she saw the information on the website, and she's like, oh, my God, I get to see Preston. She was on our show via Zoom, but never got to meet us. So Giovanna and her band are going to be there at that event on June 12th, which is really cool.
They always have several bands in different parts of the concourse playing as you're walking along, and there's usually, like superheroes and things. It's really cool.
But it's cool also. You've had to do it in a more mitigated way over the past couple of years, and this is sort of a return to what everyone loved about the event.
All these upcoming events are finally going to be what they once were, which is great. So participate
you am them.
If you can. We am them. All right, I got this email. It was a little while back, but better late than never. I thought this was an interesting question to pose to people. So I got this email from Brian, who lives in, is it Lewis, Delaware? Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Lewis, Delaware, yeah. L-A-W-E-S, Lewis, Delaware. He said, hey... he said, I had an idea that I thought might be interesting. Recently, I learned that my in-laws have a garbage disposal, and they refuse to use it because they don't want to break it. They keep a trash bag in the sink for food scraps instead of allowing them to go into the garbage disposal.
So they have a device that they never use for fear of breaking it.
Yes. And he said, this is pure insanity to me. And it got me to thinking, if there are other things of convenience that some people refuse to use for fear of breaking them. So, and he also said, additionally, it's become clear to me that people love to do greetings when they go live on the air. I thought maybe a segment maybe called the Salutation Station would be cool. And it would allow people to get in and get their greeting fix. Now, we'll worry about that another time. But anyhow... that's an interesting question. So you have this device that is made specifically for this one thing to do, yet you don't want to use it because you might break it. But what's the point of having it if you're not going to use it?
I know this phenomenon exists with a lot of people. I'm a gadget guy, so I will use it. I immediately adopt something, and I'll use whenever I get it. But I am aware of people who will buy things and never use them.
I do it all the time.
Oh, are you guilty of this? Yeah.
The time.
By the way, if you are in the situation, call us. I want to hear it. 215-263-WMMR. All right, what is it?
So it's not that I won't use things. It's that I use them...
sparingly?
Yes, when absolutely necessary.
Like super sparingly?
Yes.
Will you actually do extra work even though you have something that could get something to, okay.
So Casey and I we usually walk into work together, and he noticed it, I guess, a couple of times, and then finally said something to me. So this is just one example. Here at the station, when you walk into the building, there's the door that you can hit for, it's like a handicap, and it'll for somebody walking through, and it'll open the door for them.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So that's the only door you can get in the morning when we scan our key card because the doors are locked.
It's the only one that unlocks.
That unlocks, right? Once we get into the vestibule, all of the doors are open. There's several
there's
doors.
6 doors you can go through,
I won't go through the other handicap door. I won't open that handicap door because it's automatic.
It's
and
the door
I'm
straight through,
So I'm using that door opener. It doesn't need to be, so I'll just go over to the one that I pull with my own hand and open.
Because you're afraid if you open it too often, it's eventually going to cause this to malfunction.
Correct.
Okay.
I do it with my garage door opener at home.
You don't use your automatic garage door
So I
opener?
will go out my front door if more often than not, because if I use the garage door opener so much, eventually it's going to break, right, guys?
Oh, wow.
Meanwhile, wait, hold on. I had to have it replaced because it did break after 13 years.
13 years.
It's going to happen anyway.
13 years.
Yeah.
I got 13 years out of it, but maybe did I get 13 years out of it because I used the front door?
Is this why you're asking about a garage door?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the garbage disposal though, that I will use. Like I'm not worried about that one.
Okay.
I know. So my on my wife's side of the family, one of the people, one of the not in-laws, forget who it is.
Her side of the
Anyway,
family.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out how you classify this person, but dishwasher doesn't use it. Dishwasher sitting right there in the kitchen does not use it
because of fear of it breaking.
That a perception of overuse of water.
Okay.
A perception of other things and fear of breaking. All of that sort of. No, I don't want to screw with that.
I had a friend who I worked with, dishwasher, but for a different reason, not for fear of breaking. She would not use a dishwasher because she hated unloading the dishwasher.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
So therefore would hand wash everything, which you still have to put all that stuff away when you're done hand washing it. But there was something about putting it in, running it, and then opening it up and taking it back out that she did not want to.
She didn't like picking up the work on the other side.
Right.
So in other words, when you're washing it right then and there, you're putting it away. So it seems like it's all in one.
Yeah, like smaller amounts.
Right,
maybe.
but it's the same
Still
thing.
doing the same
It's the
thing.
same thing.
Yeah.
In the almost 20 years that I've been a dishwasher owner, I don't think I've actually turned a dishwasher on maybe more than 5 or 6 times.
Oh my God. I'll run it like twice a day.
It's
Without
weird.
even dishes in it.
No, it's weird though because I just don't feel like the dishwasher gets the dishes clean enough, and it doesn't. And I think it's just because the way my kids load it, it just gets overloaded, or they won't rinse things out. They'll like listen. The commercials lie. You can't put a full-on spaghetti dinner into the dishwasher, and the dishwasher's going to clean it up. It just doesn't work that way. So, as far as I'm concerned, the dishwashers, I can do a better job and in less time.
So here's the deal. If you're basically halfway there, cleaning off the dishes,
May as well
there's
go ahead and finish it.
Just finish it.
Yeah.
Right?
By the way, here's a text says, my friend's mom got a brand new $10,000 lawnmower.
No.
What? It better be a riding lawnmower.
I'll buy it from you.
For Christmas and refuses to use it. Uses the old one still because the new one looks too pretty and doesn't want to mess it up.
Listen, I get that.
I'll do that. I'll use the older item until okay, so here's one, a hair dryer, right? I bought a new hair dryer and they're fairly expensive, but I still have I still have a little bit of use out of my old hair dryer. So I'm trying to get until that completely dies, and then I'll start with the new
Get rid
one.
of it.
Yeah. But I understand that reasoning because when you see a nice brand new work truck.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? From guys that actually use it. It's not like a glamour truck like some of these guys.
This is my glamour truck.
Well,
yeah, I know
listen,
what you're saying,
you have these trucks that just look nice and they never put anything in the bed or whatever. But then you have these other guys that actually, really work for a living and they put everything.
It's so funny. It's because I have at home case, I have this Amazon. It's a collection of tools and everything's in this place and it's all very clean. And all the contractors that I know, all their equipment is all effed up and banged up because they're using it.
Well, yeah, my friend Bill, he just got this beautiful brand new truck. He showed it to me last year. He's like, oh, look at this. You open the door, the little, the stool comes out, little things you step on.
Step stool, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, this is gorgeous. But how long until it's just all dented and scratched?
Yeah.
Here's a text says, my father refused to use the AC in the car when I was a kid and still to this day because he doesn't want to fix it if something goes wrong with it.
Yeah.
No matter how hot and humid it is outside. But
wow.
But you're not using it. It may as well not work now if you're never going.
I'm at work. Stop calling me.
Sorry to bother you, Joanna. What's up?
So my mother, they've been going on 15 years maybe, refuses to use our fireplace in the house. Refuses.
Is it a gas-operated fireplace?
It is not. It's regular, but she's afraid that it's not going to work. That
It's not
somehow,
going to.
even
Fireworks.
though they've had it cleaned, they've had it cleaned when they bought the house. They've had it cleaned since. There's nothing wrong. It's a regular fireplace. Refuses. She's afraid that a catastrophe is going to happen.
Wow.
It's going to break. I'm
Joanna.
like, a fireplace. How do you break a fireplace?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But let me ask you: Does she? If you get her, away from the fireplace and she can talk freely, will she admit to liking a fireplace?
Oh yeah, she loves it.
Okay.
It doesn't make any sense.
We never used a fireplace in our old home.
Yeah. Thanks, Joanna.
It's peaceful. Yep. Have a good one.
You too.
Well, we lived there for 10 years and it was the first fireplace that I ever owned in my entire life.
Did you not use it because you thought it was going to break?
I didn't use it because my wife said we can't use it.
Did you ever ask her why?
What's that in your mouth? Spit it out.
Spit it out.
Spit it out.
What did I tell you about baby birds?
Stop it.
I think she was worried about burning the house down. And
A lot of people are.
Yeah.
A lot of people are of fireplaces and just in general.
It's what it's made for.
Yeah.
It's made to put a fire
House
in
can
there.
set on fire for a multitude of other reasons.
But we own fireplaces now that we've put fires in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So they're just outside.
Let me. I know.
You brought those fires home and then you put them in the fire. Yeah.
Hi, Terry. You're on the air. Good
Fire to
morning.
go, please.
Hey,
Hey, what's up, Terry?
well, so my husband inherited a really nice and big snowblower from his dad about 7 years ago and refuses to use it. He always has an excuse. There's not enough snow, or the snow might be too heavy, or I can't get it out of the garage. And I just don't understand why he won't use the damn snowblower.
And he'll just go out and shovel it instead.
Yeah. He'll just go out and shovel it, and I don't understand.
Terry, give him the data on how many people have heart attacks shoveling, and try to convince him that way. Because right,
I'm trying.
Yeah, but I know people who will do that with the snow blowers as well. Not enough snow to snow blow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's what it's made for. All right. Thank you, Terry. Here's one that says, my grandmother would turn off her blinker stuck at traffic lights to save the bulb.
The blinker bulb.
You're supposed to leave that light on.
Oh my God,
yeah.
that's great.
And same with windshield wipers.
I love it.
Said it was more of a cheap thing.
Oh, my God.
So you didn't want the wipers to wear out.
Yeah.
That's funny. God. Here's one of the things I noticed way too late in life was that if you have with products, let's say like a vacuum cleaner, or
Sure,
something along those lines, and after you go through a couple of them and they fall apart, if you realize that you do the recommended regular maintenance, cleaning things, taking it apart, some of those things will last freaking ever, man. You just have to do these cleaning steps every now and then, and it'll last.
That's another thing you bring up, the vacuum cleaner that I do with its charging, the handheld vacs, computers, phones, all of that. Like, I don't like to leave it plugged in and charging constantly.
You can actually, in some cases, you can damage the battery.
Well, I don't know if that's still true or not.
But for the most part, no, you should be fine.
So I use the vacuum until it dies, and then I plug it in, and then when I check it throughout the day. If the charge is done, I unplug it.
I wonder how the battery is.
Yeah, seriously, because I don't want to ruin the battery.
Dennis, check the battery on the Shark.
We have these. I'm sorry, Nick.
No,
we have these tools, power tools, that use batteries, and the batteries can be used for various tools. A drill for this one, and stuff like that.
Lithium batteries.
Yeah, so you move them from one product to another. So I mounted these chargers on the wall, stick them up there, leave them charged all the time because you never know when you're going to need to do a project, and you have it ready to go. Well, I don't know who was doing it, but every now and then someone would unplug the charger, and I would go and need to use the battery.
It was me. I was coming over and unplugging your.
You turn it on and go, and I'm like,
what?
I mounted this thing to the wall and plugged it in.
So I have a whole bank of. I use the iWorks, the gardening equipment, from the leaf blower to the lawnmower. They're all electric. And I go in, I have them, Preston, just like you, the bank all along. They're ready to go, boom, boom, boom. And I go and I go, what is that? And I'm because there's a button you can check to see how charged the batteries are. And they're all powered down. I'm like, what? They were all connected into a power strip. Somebody
turned it off.
Power strip on.
Real quick, Steve, do you keep those in the garage or in the house?
In the garage. Now, I've heard that when it gets brutally cold.
Somebody told me this too. I brought all that stuff inside for that very reason.
And yet
hot or cold.
You're told to blow up if
I know. I keep.
What
all
do
those,
you do?
Yeah, I keep them in the kitchen for whatever. Like there's one cabinet in the kitchen that's not used. So if my mom's come over, she's like, "Where do you keep the glasses?" Like that's actually where the batteries are.
The glasses are in the garage.
Yeah. But Preston, real quick, I know you're not a big kitchen gadget guy, but when I get a new knife, I hold on. I don't use it right away, and I think it's because I want to keep it pristine.
You want to keep it super sharp.
Yeah, and really clean and just perfect. Do you ever do that with new kitchen items? Do
No.
you dive in right away.
Made to be used.
Okay.
Yes,
Well, wait a second.
In my mind.
This also goes to another conversation, which is how quickly do you use. I do like things to look nice and pristine. So there are things like ice. After a while, we were talking yesterday about hiking shoes and stuff like that. I'm like, if they get too scuffed up, that'll be an extravagance.
There's a crossing point.
Sorry. It's just not up to my standard. It doesn't look right.
Nick, I have 19 pairs of scissors because I use the old scissors to cut things like opening boxes or something that's thicker, and then the newer, sharper scissors are for the things that need like a nice, clean
finer cut.
Yeah.
It's like
And you need 19 of them?
Oh, you can find scissors all over my house in every room.
Hey, this is the crafts queen, right?
Steve, I have 3 pairs of these sneakers that I'm wearing right now, and they have I have used them in stages. In fact, I drew like a letter on the tongue of the shoe, so I didn't use them for what they weren't intended for. So the oldest version of those...
I do the sneaker phase. I'm with you.
Okay,
I'm
so
following you.
the oldest version were my cycling shoes, and then the newest version I only wore them to jog, and then...
Are they identical?
Identical.
And that's why you have to mark them.
I had to mark them. So I had jogging, cycling, and then everyday shoes.
So I go left to right. So,
Yeah.
so the pair of shoe that's the furthest left, it's like in people jumping out of an airplane, skydiving. They're at the door. And so those are the ones that are the prime ones for using. And then it goes, and then they start to circle around into the Goodwill pile.
Yeah, and now I have my lawn mowing shoes, and I'm actually really proud of myself, Kathy, because you have a lawn mowing shoe guy?
No, I just want to go to a call when you eventually stop talking. So,
hang on a second, Preston. I got something for you here.
Hold on.
I need you to stop talking and listen to me.
Go ahead.
No, I'm proud of myself because my lawn mowing shoes I've been using for like 3 whole years now.
I'm going to go back to people not using things because they're afraid they will break.
Yeah.
And I will go to Barbara, who's been on hold for a while. Hey, Barbara, good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good. What's up, Barbara?
My brothers and I just sold a house that we inherited from my father. They bought it in 1986, and they never used the dishwasher.
There you go.
We had the realtor come in, and I was telling her, I said, I think the dishwasher's broken. My brother's like, no, it works. They just never used it.
And is it from 1986? Is it that old?
Oh, yes.
The
Yes,
washer?
it was the original dishwasher that was put in the house.
I bet you that. So it would probably still run. It's not going to, I mean, it's a functional dishwasher. But did they ever explain why they chose not to use it? Was it for this reason, for fear of breaking it?
Yes, they didn't want to, nothing technical. Like that was high tech back then in 1986 to them.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's
hilarious.
Apparently it's a thing. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Barbara. Appreciate it.
All right.
I'm going to go back to an older situation as well. This is Joe who's on the air. Hey, Joe, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good. What's up, Joe?
You guys remember back in like the 70s when you get in a car, the seatbelts were kind of tucked up and folded above the window?
Yes.
And little brackets?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'd get in the car, and my dad, he was kind of a perfectionist, and he wouldn't let me take the seatbelt out of the little thing above the window because he thought it'll never go back neatly. So he never let us use the seatbelt.
He would rather have you not use the seatbelt to maintain the aesthetic.
Oh, yeah. I used to try to get it out. And he'd be like, don't touch that. You'll never get that. Get away from that. Stop playing with that. And I'm like, Dad, it's a seatbelt. He's like, you feel that dashboard? Push on it.
Now,
and,
would he make you ride on the hood of the car so that you wouldn't screw up the seats?
Oh.
That's
funny.
crazy. Yeah.
All right.
So
thanks.
to this day,
Yeah.
it's
All right.
still a joke.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. All right. How about this? Let's go to Stuart. Hey, Stuart, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
What's up, Stuart?
I got one for you.
All right.
My mother-in-law, God rest her soul, she had an in-ground swimming pool in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
She never went in it. She paid for the pool guy to open it and maintain it. And I asked her, how come you never use it? She just told me that she liked looking at it and she wanted waterfront property.
Oh, my gosh.
But she never used the pool.
True story.
Never used the pool.
Wow.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
if she's paying for the maintenance, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. All right. A little bit different than what we're talking about, but that's interesting. Yeah.
Well, and this is slightly different as well, but can you go to Steve on line 2, Preston?
Line 2.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, Steve. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Press.
Hey, what's up, bud?
My best friend to this day, his father back in the 70s, 80s, and part of the 90s, whenever he would get a new car, would pop the hubcaps off and put them in the trunk because he was afraid they were going to get stolen.
May as well give them to somebody.
Right.
Take
the hubcaps off.
Oh, that's funny.
So he would immediately take a beautiful brand new car and make it look like a piece of crap.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God. For fear of them being stolen.
Hey, these doors, someone might take them.
Let's go to Jennifer. Hi there, Jennifer. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
What's up, Jennifer?
Okay, so I'm a lifelong camper, and with the internet, there are things like social media groups, etc. So I started following a bunch of camping groups on Facebook, and I discovered that there's a whole crew of campers that do not poop in their camper.
They don't poop in their camper.
They don't poop in the camper. Isn't that what it's for?
Yeah, exactly. It's made for that specifically. What is? Did they give their reasons why they don't want to do it?
I don't know. I think they're afraid of the black tank. I don't know if they don't want to dump their poop or what, but there's literally a hashtag no poop in the camper.
Yeah, I kind of get that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, you guys know, like, when you're at Camp Out for Hunger and you have the RV, and, like, it's not that you, if you have to, it's fine. That's what it's there for. But if, like, there's the alternative to go elsewhere, like, for example, Ulta, when we used to do Plymouth meeting, like, you would prefer Ulta to the RV pooper. And so I understand that mentality. It's there for a reason. If you got to go, you got to go. But, like, if you can find an alternative, find the alternative.
I might see that. I don't see refusing to do it, though.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Listen, push comes to shove, no pun intended. We'll use that camper pooper. Yeah.
Here's some text. Says, my dad refused to buy trash bags because you were buying them to throw them away.
So what did you do with trash?
He would make special trips to the grocery store for small bags and Walmart for even larger bags for the larger trash cans. Even if he couldn't buy something to fill the bag, he would ask the cashier for a wad of those big bags.
Oh, my God.
So, in essence, a lot of what you buy from the grocery, you're buying it knowing you're going to throw it away.
That's funny. He wouldn't buy them because you're purchasing something that you're just going to throw away.
Just going to throw it away.
That's funny. But it has a purpose.
Yeah.
You know?
Why get a toilet? You're just going to flush that stuff.
All right, here we go. What is this, Nick?
Well, I'm confused by the details at the end.
All right, shall I read the last part first?
Just what the grandparents do. My grandparents lived.
It says, my grandparents lived until they were in their late 90s, and they used their dishwasher all the time. They even had a little magnet that would say clean or unclean with a little piggy on it that they would rotate to say what condition the dishes were. We had that when I was a kid.
You did?
Yeah, clean or dirty.
And it was a little piggy?
Not a piggy,
but
all right. We had this thing, and you would it had it was a magnet. It had it said dishes are, and then it had a little chain to another piece underneath it that you could flip over that would say clean or dirty.
That's cool.
I like that.
And that way you wouldn't have to guess when you're standing at the
I
sink.
could have used that yesterday because I loaded dirty dishes into a clean dishwasher.
Yeah, it sucks. Hey, how often do you change your bath towel? Like, do you use the same bath towel over and over again?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Like a week.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, dear God.
Something
January
like that.
1st is what I do.
I do the same thing only because it's clean. I'm drying myself with clean water on a clean body, and so I don't feel like it's as dirty, and I don't feel like loading the hamper with laundry that is unnecessary.
I'm that way.
Okay.
You're not a barbarian.
No,
you're not alone.
not.
You're not alone. Kathy thinks it's disgusting, but
Not just sometimes you have to be careful of the smell and mildew growing.
oh, sure, yeah. I mean, I hang it up to dry,
Yeah.
to air dry, so
like line dry.
Over the
after that.
TV.
Yeah.
Are you once a week? How often you wash them?
No, like probably every other day.
Oh, man, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Let's
Sorry.
see. Let me go to.
I use the washer. I have no problem using that.
I have Frank on the line. Hey, Frank. Good morning.
Gadzooks.
Gadzooks. Frank, what's up, man?
So my car came with 2 remote starts, and one of them broke. So I have a second one that works perfectly fine, but like I don't want to go through that loss again, so I just don't use it. And I'd rather just walk out to my car, start it in the morning, and then go back in the house being like, gosh, I wish I still had 2 remote starts.
You don't want to risk it because you're down to just one. What if that breaks?
You had a backup.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't know how to replace the remote start, so we're just not going to go.
Like, what would someone do if they wanted to get a new one? You'd have to, I guess, go buy one.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I'm not doing that.
That right? All right. Thank you for
Can't
it.
blame me for a sucker.
I appreciate that. Yeah, this all got started because of this email that we got who said that the guy's in-laws' garbage disposal, they refuse to use it because they don't want to break it, so they actually keep a trash bag in the sink next to it.
It's funny, yeah.
To just throw the scraps in. Which, by the way, I did. We had a clog, a drain issue, and we had I called Horizon out, and the tech came and fixed it. And he said he was telling me some stuff about the garbage disposal that I didn't know. as far as using. He's like, yeah, I mean, it's there for the purpose of breaking that stuff up and it going down the tube, but not everything breaks up that well and can eventually cause a clog. And he was telling me some of the things I didn't realize. He said what you shouldn't put in the garbage disposal, eggshells. Yeah. He said they eventually, he described them as a net. There's a membrane on the inside of the shell, and it goes down in there, and it won't fully dissolve, and it will. I have thrown thousands of eggs down the into the disposal over years, and he's like, yeah, that's one you need to avoid. I was like, I had no idea.
I think potatoes can turn into like a glue. Like, so like there are a whole bunch of foods that you can't put down there because
what's the purpose then?
I know, but you got to be selective in what you can and can't put down there.
Nick pulled up this list real quick. I know we have to take a break, Case, but let's see. Oh, clam and oyster shells, really?
Yeah, don't do that.
I didn't
rocks,
know that.
Don't put rocks.
What about wrenches?
No, grease, oil, a large amount of vegetable peels, large number of eggshells, it says here, artichokes in particular, and corn husks are things you should stay away from. Wow. Okay. Anyway, listen, thank you guys for your calls. We appreciate it. And thank you to Brian from Lewis, Delaware, for sending in that suggestion. We have to take a break because we're going to go live on Fox Good Day when we return. We have the bizarre file to get to. We have MMR's concert cash and your first chance at winning $500 and MMR bikini tickets. Coming up next.
Straight up, man.
You straight up call her now.
She'll tell you where she had her nose done.
And you should, because opposites attract.
Call 1-900-909-1800 now.
Call me twice and I'll send you an autographed picture.
You and Paula together. Just $2 the first minute, 45 cents each extra minute. Kids ask your parents' permission. Paula's on a rocket to stardom.
Call me now and find out why.
Pick up the phone. Call 1-900-909-1800.
We're watching the video. She was hot back in the day, man.
What if you called her up, though?
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah. Look.
Paul, I'm a big fan. Yeah, great. You want a picture or what?
All right, here is here's another music one for you guys. Here we go.
Audio Entertainment presents Warrant.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a lot of other things too.
Call the Warrant.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a whole bunch of other things too.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, like walk around, eat food, look at TV sometime.
Yeah?
Sleep. Yeah. It's the Rock's lifestyle, man. My buddy has a car. We'll drive around in it.
A car?
Yeah, a car.
Kind of car.
4 wheels. Steering wheel. Got it all, man.
All right, let me play it from the beginning.
Manual windows, CD player. Not at this time, right?
Not at that, though. It would have been a cassette player.
Record player?
Yeah.
Back seat, it skips a lot because, you hit bumps.
All right, here we go.
Audio Entertainment presents Warrant.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a lot of other things too.
Call the
Warrant. We like to rock and roll. We like to do a whole bunch of other things too. Just lest you think we're just very narrow and just do rock and roll. We do our banking and stuff too, grocery shop.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a lot of other things too.
Call the Warrant Rock Line.
We'll give you the warm, hard facts on our personal lives. Our fans always.
Warm, hard facts. Just like our units, like our penises.
Yeah.
Come first.
Just $2 the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. Kids ask your parents' permission. You'll get the latest on tours, videos.
And what town we blew up last?
Call and hear a new message every day.
What town we blew up last?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Hang on.
And what town we blew up last?
Call and hear a new message every day. And learn how you can leave your personal message from Warrant.
Or anything else you've got on your mind. Call us and find out what goes on behind tour bus doors.
Oh, let me tell you, last time we blew up, New Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a lot of other things too.
And they probably made a ton of money off their 900 number.
Last town, Little Rock, Arkansas, man, blew it up.
Wow.
Well, it's actually still there. It's just figurative speech. People, that's some of the stuff we do other than rock and roll.
Figures of speech?
Yeah. Actually, my father burned down his carpet business for insurance money. I don't even know why I just said that. That would be in the list of other things we do besides rock and roll. We make huge mistakes that will send our family members to jail. That was stupid. Learn about more stupid things we do by calling that number.
Oh, my
Call
God.
it twice and I'll let you know what happens behind closed tour bus doors. We're sleeping. Because been on tour where we blew up Little Rock and New Haven. I guess I'm sort of in a loop here. I should have written down some notes. Initially, this had a whole thing.
Little Rock and New Haven?
Blew them up. Don't even look for them on a map, man. White them out. Warrant.
Yep.
It's a shame about your dad.
Yeah, that was a huge mistake.
The inventor of the vibrator actually heard a voice that said, if you build it, they will come.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Wow.
It's like Field of Dreams.
I know. It's just like
Field
that,
of
isn't it?
Screams, Preston.
Same thing that ended up happening with this particular thing we're about to do. It was a dream we had. The dream has been realized, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the Brickyard 500. In the corner of the Preston and Steve studios stands a track that is ready to receive racing apparatus. It is called the Brickyard, and the 500 comes from the $500 in cash that we're going to be giving away. All right, Nick is on location at the track, which is about 8 feet away from where I am right now.
We can see him from our vantage point, which is 8 feet away.
You guys are up in the sky booth.
Yes, we are.
How is the weather trackside, Nick?
That's beautiful out. You should see it from down here, Preston.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous out, and
You're close to the track, and I got to say, I have to imagine it looks pretty spectacular from where you are.
perfect conditions for racing.
Yeah.
All right, so let's meet our racers, if that's cool. We're going to start with our first one, and then we'll explain how the race is going to happen. Let's go and meet Aaron. Hey, Aaron, how are you?
I'm going to race the Duracell Pink Nightmare today.
Oh, my God. Now, let me tell you something. What I'm looking at there, if I was into this stuff, I'd get that sucker. That looks like it does everything.
I'm fairly certain this will break concrete.
Hey, Aaron, is that a jackrabbit?
It's something, all right. I don't know.
All right, nice to go. All right, and let's meet our lone male contestant this morning. This is Michael. Hey, Michael.
Wow.
Wow. How you doing, man?
Hey. From Newtown Square, and today I'm riding the Purple Pocket Power Pen.
Purple Pocket Power Pen.
Purple Power Pocket Pen.
Now,
Purple Pocket Power Pen.
It's really, the fact that you can say that quickly is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Preston, do you know the story? They are one and only male, and we said, the question went out, do you actually use this? Well, I'll ask you, do you actually use this?
Yes, I do.
Is it used in the back door?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We got
prostate stimulation.
Okay. Oh! We don't need all the specifics on that.
To be honest, I wanted to know too.
Yeah,
I wanted to know too.
Okay.
Why don't we talk to the next contestant?
Let's go to our next contestant. Our next contestant is the lone anonymous contestant, and she's actually wearing a mask. We have a stormtrooper helmet on.
Yes.
Did she bring that, or is that ours?
I think that's ours, and we want to welcome Miss X. Good morning, Miss X.
Good morning, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks. All right, and tell us a little bit about what you have there. Do you have a name for your vehicle?
This is the Powerful Purple Rocket.
Another purple
And
thing.
just letting you know, this is my mask.
This is your mask.
Okay, fair
You're
enough.
a badass.
How confident do you feel in winning this race?
I think this thing's pretty powerful.
Okay.
So I think this is going to be no competition.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Rachel.
Hi, everyone. My name's Rachel.
Nice to meet you. And
Hi.
Rachel, what do you have there? What's your vehicle?
I call this is what I came for.
This is what I came for. That's a perfect name.
I like it.
I don't want to handicap the race, but I think this one is going to come in dead last.
I think so too.
Because of the shape of it.
It's not.
It's not designed for racing. It may be designed for pleasure, but
Right. It may not go anywhere. We'll find out in just a moment. And then last but not least, our final contestant is Valerie. Welcome, Valerie.
Hi there. My apparatus is the purple banana.
The purple banana. And purple
seems to be
color
of self-violation.
4 out of the 5.
Yeah. Nice. What we're gonna do is, I tell you what, ladies, start your dildos. Ladies, start your dildos. Are the races ready? Yeah. All right, Marissa, in 3, 2, 1, let's go racing. And they're on their way. Wow, one has jumped out. Nick, whose is that?
That's the middle track, race number 3. That's Miss X. Oh, no, it's Michael.
It's Michael.
The lone man. Oh, the abomination.
Oh, my God, the man way out in front.
the giant pink one hasn't even left the starting line.
He's just sitting there spinning out of control, not moving at all.
Michaels is almost
He's
to
almost
the end.
almost to the end, almost to the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, from race number 1, we have a winner.
Oh, my God. And let me tell you something
Okay.
here. They laughed when they said, a guy's going to be a part of this.
I know.
They said, hey, really?
Yeah.
And remember, we were mocked. We were actually, people would point to us when we walk out in public.
Yeah.
You're actually going to let a man in this. Dominate.
All right, are all the racers ready?
Yes, indeed.
And 3, 2, 1, let's race. And they're off.
Oh, it's a much closer race.
Oh! Michaels is headed out to a huge lead. I can't see it all, Nick. You're going to have to describe what's going on.
Michaels is out to a big lead once again, Preston, although there is one in the lane number 3 that has been catching up. But it looks like Michaels is inching closer to the start-finish line, or to the finish line, I should say. I believe he's going to take heat number 2.
Valerie looks like she's in second place there.
Heat number 2 once again goes to Michael.
Oh, he is dominating.
He's off the track.
Wow. All right, and the ladies have started him up again. And ladies and gentlemen. All right, Nick, are they in place?
They're in place, Preston.
All right, final heat of the Brickyard 500 in 3, 2, 1, let's race. And they are off.
Wow, this one's off to a closer start than any of the races thus far.
There's a crash.
Yeah, it looks like we do have some rubbing going on, and rubbing's racing, especially when you're really rubbing it hard.
Rubbing to the point of being chafed, Preston.
Yeah, it's rubbing is something you can expect.
Oh, who's out there? Who took a lead?
It looks
Michael.
Michael.
Michael's
Once
out in front
again.
again.
You are the man.
Wow, Rachel's has crossed lanes, but we got another winner. Michael just again crossed the finish line. Unbelievable.
Earnhardt of dildos.
Yeah. Our number 1 winner by far. 15 points, way out in front, undisputed champion of the Brickyard 500. It's Michael. Hey, friend, you're a smart shopper. You know this, right? Window Nation. And I want to mention this because if you're a shart smopper,
If you're a shart smop,
shart smopper.
I think any shart smop knows a savings when they see it.
I think we've lost Casey. Smart shopper is what I meant.
Yes.
The best time to purchase a car or home is when the interest rates are at their lowest and you save a lot of money. What if I told you, shart smopper, that my friends at Window Nation are offering 0% financing on all windows for 5 full years?
Listen, you don't have to be a shart smopper to know that that's a great deal, especially because if you have a lot of windows. My wife and I just signed up with Window Nation. We have a lot of windows to replace, and they are going to do a great deal for us. They are absolutely the experts.
And you are a shart smopper.
I am a shart smopper.
Free windows as well right now. For every 3 windows you buy, you get 2 additional windows for free. There's no limit on this. Call Window Nation today. Get your new windows installed just in time for the holidays. Go with the team that's installed over 350,000 windows and was ranked recently 5th in the nation for window replacement. 0% interest for 5 full years and 2 free windows for every 3 you buy. 866-90Nation or windownation.com. That's 866-90Nation or windownation.com. Tell them that Preston and Steve sent you.
All kinds of rock.
The one and only Mr. Michael Ian Black.
Yes.
Hello.
How are you, Michael?
I am blown away by the traffic report. Just watching you do it live to me is unbelievable. Just a string of words just blazing out of your mouth. Just words. You say them with such confidence. Even though you're reading it, you're clearly reading it from a screen.
Yes.
You have all the information in front of you. I don't know how you do that.
Well, thank you.
You will be amazed at how many people, and we're talking top-level actors and directors, sit there in awe of Kathy's traffic abilities.
It's amazing to see that.
Yeah, even politicians have commented on that. And your screen over there, by the way, I couldn't do it. It's not all verbatim. She kind of, just gives basic information.
Much of it is wildly inaccurate, but it does present nice.
It's coming up. Here we go, friends.
People remember. Let's get to Preston and Steve. We have an important question for you. If I bought you over at Home Depot a urinal for your home, would you install it, Preston?
I would love to have a urinal at home. That'd be awesome. When I was a kid, there was a drain we had in the floor in the unfinished side of our basement. I used to pee in that all the time.
Awesome.
I did too.
Did you really, Mike?
You would pee in Preston's basement?
Yep.
east side of my basement in Wichita, Kansas, because it was the unfinished side of the basement, and there was a sump pump with a big hole. I just pee there.
Why not?
That's what
It's
I
all
did
ending
too.
up in the same place.
So I'm all for a urinal, Mike. Clearly you are too. But I don't know where I would put one in my home. I'm trying to think of which area would be best.
The living room.
Yeah, sure.
I think
put
is
on
the
a
most.
shelf.
In my bathroom, I have I think it's kind of ineffective. It's a wall-mounted bidet, and it's just weird.
Really?
Yeah.
You stand up while that
it's
thing's
weird.
going
You got to
on.
get hunched over and like it's like you're twerking.
Actually, you know what, guys? Casey has a history with a home urinal that he can tell you about.
Yeah, so my Aunt Pat and Uncle Bob, they had in their hallway bathroom, they had a urinal, and I just thought it was the coolest thing. I've always wanted one ever since. And I don't understand why women would, because I saw that 90% of women wouldn't want a urinal in their home, but like, why not?
Well,
you don't have to worry about the toilet seat being
right. And it's for running and gunning. You can't beat it. Right?
No. Yeah, exactly.
So true.
But the cleaning of it, though, like how does that?
Well,
that be a little
listen, in public bathrooms, it's a disaster sometimes, but I think in your own home, you would exert more splash control.
You do have a little splashback issue that can happen on those really
put a throw pillow in it
full time, so you would have to put something down below, I think. But listen, I want to tell you something that is so magical. It happens on rare occasions, and because we have urinals here at the radio station, but every now and then you walk in, and Casey, if he just happens to know that you're going to come walking in, he will, like a little kid, drop his pants and underwear all the way down to his ankles. And when you walk in...
Because that's how kids pee at the urinal.
By the way, I recently did that for our assistant program director. We were in Penn Station in New York City, and I was doing that at Penn Station.
Are you disgusted, Alex?
It's the best.
Shocked?
It's the best.
He has no shame.
No. I've seen him do it at the. You remember the old urinals that would go all the way to the floor?
Sure, yeah.
And those were terrible because you would end up peeing all over your shoes.
Yeah.
But Casey at your old school, your old grade school, there's a picture of.
I actually was wearing my old school uniform.
All the way down.
Anything for a laugh, guys. Anything for a laugh.
For a laugh.
Yeah.
I say, what goes on in y'all's restroom? My goodness.
Oh, you don't
Does
want
this
to
happen often, or is this just a Casey thing?
a couple times a year, maybe.
Our main bathroom is pretty disgusting. Yeah, here and there.
But I would love
to do that.
No, I don't
Kathy
do that.
Hovers.
I don't do that for a laugh. But going back to the original conversation, I do have my cousin allowed her husband to do the basement. They built a new house. She did the whole house. She said the basement is yours, and he did the bathroom and he put a urinal in there. He did this big, huge steam shower.
That's cool.
There's
I like
also
that.
a thing, not to drag this out too much, guys, but when we talked about this on the air a while back, there's like something known, I think it's like known as the Pittsburgh toilet.
Yeah.
And in unfinished
This is
basements, there will be a toilet like in the middle of a room.
That's right.
And just with no walls around or anything. And for some reason, it's prevalent in Pittsburgh. And we got calls from people who were like, yes, absolutely.
Just
My
a
parents had
toilet
one of these.
sitting.
It's like out in the middle of a room and...
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
So do people watch? Like, how does this work?
I think so. I think it's if you don't have cable.
It's in older homes. But you can look that up and see what we're talking about.
Oh, I'm going to.
Yep.
And why did sometimes out in public they put ice in urinals? What's that about?
I think it's for
Smell?
splashback purposes. I think it
is.
like prevents. Yeah, there's less splash. Also, Mike, the best ice approach for that is ice shavings, not ice cubes, because the shavings, it's like peeing in the snow.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Wow, what an expert.
Yeah, well, I know a few things.
Yes.
Okay, we gotta go.
All right.
Urinals.
We'll see you later, guys. Thank you very much. By the way, man, I have a fairly I just relived this moment. I have a fairly traumatic moment from my childhood. I was probably in like first grade, and I was in the bathroom, or maybe it was even kindergarten. And as a kid, because at home, when being potty trained to pee standing up, you would pull all the way down, like Casey does in the pictures. And I remember doing that. I remember pulling my pants down and standing at the urinal and peeing. And there were other kids in the bathroom, and one of them started making fun of me because of that. And I'll never forget about it because he goes, I saw Preston's butt.
Oh, my God.
It's wild how little things like that from your childhood, like it stings even thinking about that.
That you
Like I want to go back and murder that kid.
Hopefully they're raging drug addicts.
Yeah, mocked.
Yeah. Bad. Yeah. Pee. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
I need you to stop talking.
All right.
He's right. We need to get to something.
We need to do this.
Now, here's your concert cash keyword.
All right, the word is style. Style. You have until 15 minutes after the hour to enter that, and there are 3 ways for you to do it. You can text it to the special contest short code number, which is 45911. Or if you'd like to be entered for the $10,000 grand prize, enter it via the MMR app or at WMMR.com. And one random entry wins $500 in this company-wide contest. And all MMR winners receive 2 free tickets to the MMRBQ. Winners get a call from Beasley. Make sure you answer your phone. Contest rules available at WMMR.com, and it is sponsored by AAA Distributor. Again, the word is style, S-T-Y-L-E. We skipped traffic, so let's get to that now before we do the Bfile. Kathy, what's going on this morning?
Yeah, it's not good. So we've got an accident, 295 northbound. You're stopped from 42 to Warwick Road, where the debris spill is in the roadway and blocking lanes. South at Rancocas Woods Delran exit, we've got an accident off to the shoulder, 55 northbound. Jams north of Deptford to the 42 freeway, 42 north, slowing from Blackwood Clementon Road to 295. We've got an accident on the Vine Expressway right at Broad Street. It is backing up across the Vine and onto the Ben Franklin Bridge. So you're stopped west on the Vine Expressway between 95 and Broad Street, where the right lane is blocked. The Ben Franklin Bridge westbound, you're stopped from the mid-span to 8th and Vine. 309, we've got an overturned tractor trailer. This is in Quakertown southbound between Bethlehem Pike and 152. It's closed because of this overturned tractor trailer. Schuylkill Expressway westbound jams from Passyunk to South Street, the Boulevard to Belmont eastbound from 202 into Conshohocken, the Boulevard to the Vine. The Blue Road northbound jams 95 to the Media Bypass. Slow on the Pennsylvania Turnpike westbound from Willow Grove to Fort Washington. Another accident on the Northeast Extension southbound, the right shoulder blocked. And then on 422 eastbound, we've got an accident off to the right shoulder at Trooper Road. This traffic report brought to you by Jamaica Tourist Board. The weather right now in Jamaica is warm and sunny. Call your travel agent or go to visitjamaica.com to learn more. Let's go. And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
The Bizarre File is brought to you this morning by Mulch Works of Aston. They offer the highest quality mulch and topsoil that's manufactured on site. You can get delivery or pickup for residential and commercial markets. Visit mulchthis.com. Let's begin in San Bernardino, California. A grocery shopper says that he was dragged into a closet, kicked, and stomped on by employees after making a comment about their customer service. John Valencia.
And I'd like to make a comment about that.
Said that he was picking up some coffee and creamer at the Statler Brothers. And wasn't that a group?
Well, yes, it's Statler Brothers.
That was like a country and western
right,
group.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
so anyhow, at the Statler Brothers.
These things are going bad for him.
Around 8 a.m. Wednesday morning, and the line to the only open register was long, so he asked a manager nearby if they could open another checkout lane. He said the manager ignored him. He said, I just went, I got in line, I was like, well, thank you, great customer service. He said the manager then responded and seemed upset. He said, at no time was I being aggressive. At no time was I being loud. Was I threatening him in any way? I was trying to tell him, bro, calm down.
Yeah.
And I just asked you to open another lane. This is according to Valencia. Eventually, after being asked to leave, Valencia said that he was suddenly physically dragged into a closet. He said other employees came, and I can remember it was like they had me on the ground, and I seen them trying to close the door, and I was trying to kick the door open so they wouldn't close it, and they grabbed my legs and pulled them up. 2 of them started beating on me. They started kicking my face and stomping on my back and stomping my head while holding me down.
It's incredible.
He said eventually someone said, let him up, and he called 911, and his wife, Megan.
What did you say?
It was terrifying, he said, to get the phone call from him, Megan said. She can't believe that the witness who was filming was the only one to step in to do anything. Valencia said that he suffered a concussion, has a big bump on the back of his head, and that his eyebrow was split open as well. The family wants everyone to be held accountable. It's Stater Brothers, not Statler Brothers.
Okay.
Stater Brothers issued a statement. Listen to their statement. It says, we are currently conducting an internal investigation of this incident and are unable to comment any further at this time.
Not the video that completely shows what happened.
Yeah, police confirmed that they received a report of the incident. 700 golf balls were not included when the Tenzars bought their $750,000 home, but neither were the broken windows, dented siding, and gunshot-sounding golf ball hits that turned their dream home into a nightmare. The couple decided to pursue legal action and sued their neighbors at the Indian Pond Country Club for trespass over the continual bombardment. In December, a jury granted the Tenzars $3.5 million in damages and emotional and mental suffering after a 6-day trial. So here's the deal. For the past 4 years, Eric and Athena Tenzar have raised their 3 young daughters in a home that borders the country club's golf course. During this time, their home was regularly attacked by balls from the course's 15th hole. She said, we're always on edge. It's been emotionally taxing on us. Kids wear bicycle helmets while playing outside. Golf balls splash into kiddie pools. Most recently, a deck railing got knocked out. So when the family bought the house in 2017, they fell in love with it before the golf season. Athena said, honestly, if you have all these houses on the course, I assumed it was safe. The Tenzar family tried to call the country club, but say they got little response. After calling the police, the Tenzars learned there was little law enforcement could do, so besides call the country club as well. So the family hired a lawyer, and they sued. The country club's lawyer, John Fleming, said that the course's owners took action by consulting an architect to find solutions. He disputed the golf course was unresponsive to the Tenzars, but the country club has since fixed the course's 15th tee now that the Tenzars were getting this underway.
So they just put it in a different direction, right?
Yeah, they changed it somehow or another. They had to do some work to fix it, but they didn't apparently act quick enough, and they got this judgment.
So I used to live close to a golf course on Long Island, and we were just like a block away. Occasionally, golf balls would come over down the street, but I mean, if you're getting pelted constantly, your house is getting dinged up.
Yeah, and you're getting no response from the golf course. They need to fix things. They need to change it, so they didn't do that. All right, in Wisconsin, it's been almost a month since nearly 3 million chickens were killed and buried after the bird flu was discovered at a Jefferson County egg farm. Neighbors are worried about the impact on their groundwater, and now a new concern is rising, and that is the smell.
It's a glorious smell.
Ed DeLeon.
Smell of chickens in the morning.
Lives about a mile northeast. He said it's a god-awful smell.
It's the killing fields.
He said it just smells like death. And it's constantly when that west wind blows straight to the east. Oh, I can't even stand it myself. DeLeon says the smell is changing the way his family lives. He said, if people come over, I'm going to tell them to just come over here. Don't come over here because you're not going to want to sit outside. You're not going to be able to breathe because it smells, well, he said, like I said, it smells like death.
Well, listen, I can get you a good deal on a house that's on a golf course. Would you like that?
A spokesperson for the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources says that the smell could continue for almost another month as the birds are composting, but they say it's hard to tell because the weather can play a role. Wow. All right, and then we'll do one more story. A Washington County native is recovering in Dallas, Texas, in a hospital after allegedly being shot by a neighbor over a parking space dispute.
Yes.
Arena Post said her husband, Shane, was shot when a neighbor became angry with him after a truck he had been dropped off in, was parked in the neighbor's parking spot. Police confirmed that the shooting was about a parking space. The confrontation was captured on camera. Shane said the bullet is still in me. It's still lodged inside of him.
It's incredible.
He described the violent confrontation he experienced right outside of his home. His wife said that she was waiting for Shane to be dropped off by his coworker, Rudy. She said, I saw them pull in, and I went and I took the baby because she's only 3 months old, and Rudy had never met her. Ring doorbell footage shows Arena walking into the house or out of the house just as Shane and his coworker pull into the open parking space next to Shane's. Before Arena could approach them, she said that her neighbor already was angry, had already confronted them, and was angrily confronting her husband. The footage showed the two men start arguing. Then moments later, the neighbor pulled a gun out of his robe pocket and shot Shane in the torso. It's crazy. She said he still had the gun pointed at him, and Shane was screaming, stop, stop, stop. She got between her husband and the neighbor. As Shane limped away, the neighbor yelled for Shane to get out of his spot. So this is all over a parking
insane.
spot.
Yeah, we're watching the footage.
Yeah.
The guy was clearly something was going to happen that day.
The gunshot seriously damaged Shane's colon, liver, and kidney. And so, therefore, they've got all kinds of medical issues now. Arena said that there have been a couple of confrontations with the neighbor in the past involving their dog getting into the neighbor's yard, but nothing that ever escalated to violence. So, by the way, this this guy bonded out of jail. This guy who just walked up and shot his neighbor.
Well, it's not like he's a threat.
Has bonded out of jail. It's messed up. All right. Excuse me. Sorry, Bill. That is what I have in the bizarre file
for you. To stop clearing your throat
this morning.
I need you to stop talking and listen to me.
You have about 3 more minutes to enter the word style in the MMR concert cash giveaway. So make sure that you do that now. The word is style, S-T-Y-L-E. We are going to take a break. Don't forget, coming up a little bit later on, Trent Cole is going to be joining us from the Eagles. He's got a defensive football camp coming up that we'll tell you about in a bit. Stay put. We'll be returning shortly.
Preston and Steve.
Want to try it? Do you want to go over to it?
Yes.
Do you really?
Okay, pull up a screen.
Okay, go over there to Kathy's.
I think Michael impresses me as someone with a very competent ability.
So
here.
you're just going from here to where? All the way down?
Well,
Did you
no,
read
I don't.
all of that?
I don't
She
go.
picks out.
Yeah, like I'll pick out. I don't do everything, and I don't go in
which to How do you know? Like, how do you even prioritize Pennsylvania Turnpike? What WB? What does that mean?
Westbound.
Okay. Pennsylvania Turnpike, westbound west of Willow Grove. That's exit 343 to Fort Washington. Backed up, 12 minutes. I can't do it.
He's gone. He's out.
And I'm just staring at it. Where? This one?
Yeah.
Over on the Vine Street Expressway, I-676, westbound between I-95 and Broad Street, an accident that has been cleared away. We did have a 2-minute delay, so you might want to watch out. I don't know.
That was good.
That was not bad.
The amount of panic I felt in that moment.
It's pretty
the stress of that. How long did it take you to learn how to do that?
You know what? Still learning. The first time I ever did it, I was on TV, and it was probably the worst experience I ever had.
All right, that makes me feel better that you're just not a natural at it.
I had the weather guy at the time over at the station I was working for called me afterwards, and he was like, "Look,
you're through in this business."
No, he goes, "It happens to all of us. Get past it and make sure your next one is better." And I did, and it helped because I was mortified. Fortunately, it was 4:00 in the morning.
Right,
but still, I was.
Well, that's the time to train.
At 4:00 in the morning,
right?
Clearly,
right.
You know what always amazes me though, with that skill set is the people who do the weather reports and have just the green screen and are pointing at things. I could not do that. I have no.
But there's a logic to that there isn't to the trap. If you can see the weather just to the side on the monitor, and you're a trained meteorologist, you can understand that certain symbols mean certain things. But if you're just looking at a string of words like you are, somehow you have to make sense of that and assimilate it on the spot. Look. What I do is brilliant. Let's not mince words.
It's true.
What I do is genius on a level that you can only imagine. But what you do is a skill that probably anybody can.
You know what, Michael? You know what? The worst part.
In a way, that was a very touching compliment.
It was a compliment.
The worst part about traffic is when you're waiting to hear the traffic and you're waiting to hear the road that you have to either avoid or get on. And then you space out, and you're like, oh, my God.
You missed it.
What did she just say? She just said my road, and I wasn't paying attention.
That happens with me with the weather report. The one day that I'm looking to have the information for is the day I invariably glaze over and don't listen to.
Right. Well, there exists now, or maybe it's just coming online, technology where you can plug what you want into, apparently it's your telephone.
Exactly right.
And then it will actually tell you what the weather forecast is going to be. And if you miss it, you can do it again.
We are creatures of habit. And, and so we end up like you default back to a kid waiting to see if your school is closed.
That's right.
It's
all right, Michael, do you live in Los Angeles?
I live in the Connecticut section of Los Angeles.
Connecticut is a little further east.
Very East LA.
Furthest most eastern town or state in California.
Well, let me ask you then, how did Michael Ian Black, little Michael Ian Black, who's growing up on the shores of Connecticut, California, how did you end up in entertainment? What was the path that led you there?
I, as a very young person, I was 9 years old, and I was sent away to summer camp, and I did a play there. I don't know why. I think because there was a girl I had a crush on.
Of course.
Who was doing the play.
What camp were you at? Tecumseh?
It was not called Tecumseh. It was called Camp Najiwa.
Okay.
A Jewish camp with an Indian name. And
that's so unique.
It has a better ring than like Camp
Comanche
Shivowitz or something. It's just
Camp Shivowitz. Well, it's a joke because that's where the Indians send their kids.
Camp Cavalli.
And then I did it, and then I came home that summer, and I was like, Mom, I'm going to be an actor.
Yeah.
And then, she was like, whatever, because I was 9. But then I never wavered from that. So I'm now living the life choices made by somebody who could not tie his own shoes.
But it's interesting because you're a writer, you're a performer, you've directed. You have these sort of things that present themselves to you. Like my focus was originally going to be television and try to do the radio. Came along. I'm like, oh, this is what I've been looking for. This is great. But I think the thing that I've found with many people is that, and we've said it time and time again on the show, at a certain point, you say, am I going to do this? And then you eliminate safety nets and just go for it.
Well, I never gave myself the safety net to begin with.
Okay.
I think most parents encourage their kids to, get a degree in something or have some kind of backup plan. And I knew that if I did that, it would be too easy to do the backup plan and not do the thing that I wanted to do. So my feeling is that when I started, everybody said, show business seemed like an impossible way to make a living. I didn't know anybody in show business. Nobody in my family was in. It just didn't. It seemed so remote. But crazily enough, as I've gotten older and into the business economy has changed, people in creative professions in a strange way have an advantage because we're used to hustling, we're used to doing stuff, and these jobs, at least so far, can't be outsourced. So in a weird way, my profession is more stable than the professions that were stable when I was a kid.
It's more merit-based. It's more, that makes sense.
In my case, not so much merit. It's just the fact that I'm gorgeous.
Yeah. It's just,
I guess that's merit in its own way.
Yeah,
but I'm just gorgeous. So I've just been very fortunate. Just in terms of my cheekbones, I've been very fortunate.
Yeah. Jackie Bam Bam, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah, there's a little delay, but I'm here. Take a look at this guy. Can you see him?
By the way,
Friday the 13th. Hi, Michael. Whoa.
It's Halloween, and it's Michael Myers.
And then we have a chain-wielding maniac from the Bates Motel, and actually 2 of them. One of them has a scarecrow mask on. Another one has just a psychotic-looking face. So, Jackie, they look like they're ready to go, man.
Can you smell the gasoline from here? I'm ready to play with some dangerous toys. I'm ready.
He's so into this.
Jackie?
We're going into the house right now.
Okay.
Damn
Now,
it.
we heard that our birthday boy
might be awake, so we have to go with a different tactic.
Okay.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay, you guys ready, Jackie?
Here we go.
All right.
On 3.
Go ahead.
Everybody ready. 1, 2, 3.
There's nobody in there. There's nobody in the bedroom. There's no one in the bedroom.
There's no one there.
Are they in the wrong room?
Where did he go? How did he work on it?
Wait.
He was supposed to be here. We had scouts.
Don't drop the F-bomb, please.
There's nobody in the bedroom.
Amazing.
There's absolutely
Go to
no one in the bedroom.
Go to the bathroom. I think he's taking a piss.
His bed is made.
Let's go in the bathroom. He might be.
Yeah, he'll never see you coming.
Yeah. Oh, my.
I don't think his bed is made. He didn't sleep in that bed last
I don't
night.
even think he's there.
No, he's not.
Look at how confused everyone looks.
Where's our boy at?
I feel bad for the guy.
Preston wants to say hello to you.
Oh, here, hang on. I'll bring up the phone line. Hi.
I am utterly disappointed.
Is this Jimmy?
I don't know how this happened. I'm like shaking here because I'm so angry.
This has never happened before. I can't. Well, we've done enough of these. Eventually, it was going to happen.
I think it's great.
Well, you know
It's
what?
just
I
typical.
say he doesn't get his chainsaw.
I'm wondering about that too.
Yeah.
You know?
I think they're starting up the chainsaws again, guys.
There's no need to start up the chainsaws again right now. Is there?
No.
Yeah.
I think we can just move on to the next one.
Wow.
The next cemetery, away we go.
That's fake.
He's fake?
Yeah.
You sure? Michael, be careful, Michael. Happy Halloween. I'm here.
Are you ready?
All right, let's go. Okay. There's a deer head. There's some saws. Oh, this guy's really into horror movies. Yeah, let's get everybody upstairs.
Up the stairs again.
It's a tight staircase.
Yeah, it is.
There's Jackie's ass crack.
Jackie's ass crack.
Yeah. Tight like the crack of my ass.
Okay, we're going to go on 3. Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah. We're ready.
Ready?
I'm always.
We're going to go on 3. Hold on. 1, 2, 3.
Start him. She completely covered herself up.
Chainsaw wake up.
I see that.
Somebody got you.
God damn it, Joe.
God damn it, Joe.
Is that Curry?
Hi.
Hi, Curry.
Good morning.
Curry?
Yes.
Curry, say hello to Preston and Steve.
Hi.
Hey, Curry. Good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning.
She can't hear with the changes.
Hey, Curry. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah, this is courtesy of
my fire
Steve.
alarm?
He wanted, I think. Yeah. Oh my God, that's right. They have gasoline operated devices. It's probably setting off your. It's okay. There's no real fire. Just gas fumes. You'll be okay.
Hey, Kathy's asking if she has clothes on. Do you have clothes on? Are you? There you go.
Hi, honey.
Curry, do you have clothes on?
No, I don't.
Well, that ought to teach you.
Seriously, like a whole ton of people in my
A whole lot of people.
Try not to drop any curse words. We're live on the radio right now.
Well, nothing else, dick face.
Our boyfriend just took the battery out of the fire alarm. Here.
Okay.
Very good.
Remember to replace it.
Yes.
That
It
was,
was,
that was nice. Room's a mess.
that would have ruined it.
If I cleaned up the mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently you're a big.
She's half naked. The other roommate just
Not
came
half.
downstairs. Hi, y'all.
Not half.
Happy
She's fully
Halloween.
naked.
Say hi to Preston and Steve.
Are you
Okay, I gotta bring the audio down because they're cursing way too much.
She's the unhappy roommate.
She looks like the unhappy roommate. So listen, Curry, this was courtesy of Steve. He says that you guys, both you and Colleen, are big horror fans. So we thought this would be a fun way to get you up on Halloween morning. Do you agree?
Yeah. Now that the shock's worn off, yeah, this is pretty funny.
All right, cool. And to fellow horror fans, have a great day today and put some clothes on.
And then I have one last story. That's it.
Man, this is we're left high and dry now.
Ray Donovan alum Paula Malcolmson and Da Vinci's Demons Blake Ritson are joining Sci-Fi's Superman prequel called Krypton.
Really?
Yes.
This is interesting.
Well, that's why I brought it up. I knew you would find it interesting.
You finished strong.
Which is set to premiere in 2018. The show will be set 2 generations before the destruction of Superman's home planet and will follow his grandfather as he fights to save his House of El from chaos.
What if Superman's grandfather, though, was just an accountant on Krypton?
Okay.
Not as exciting.
No.
Here's some deductions you probably had not considered.
Episode 1.
Yeah. You have to do estate planning. Right. You have to. You can never know. Look, the planet could blow up. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the planet could blow up.
Season where walks and runs and charity events and stuff like that are happening, and more so this year than in the past couple of years because now stuff is not virtual; it's in person. There's one you wanted to mention.
Yes, the Brad Fox Foundation. They're having the Brad Fox 5K run, 1K walk. It's this Saturday. It's for Officer Bradley Fox. We all remember that horrible event, and he lives on though with his memorial and the work that's being done on his behalf. It will be at the Archbishop Wood High School. It is Saturday morning, this Saturday, 8:30 a.m. runner walk warm up, 9 a.m. a 5K run walk. I've gone to it before. It's really wonderful. It's a great vibe. and everyone has a good time. All the information is on PrestonandSteve.com. The packet pickup is on Friday. All of that is there. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on. A general good vibe, and it should be a pretty wonderful day weather-wise. So find out how you can be a part of it, and then be a part of it. We'd really appreciate it.
Go to WMMR.com. It's right there on the events section if you want to check that out. I saw an interesting article yesterday. You hear about a lifetime supply of so-and-so, of some product that you might win or be awarded or whatever it may be.
Always sounds like a cool thing to win, a lifetime supply.
And so there was a thread where people had shared their stories of winning a lifetime supply of something. And it's kind of interesting because it's not always what it seems like it might be.
Sometimes it's just a lot of.
Yeah. So instead of being able to go to whatever store
when you're 78,
whenever you want to, and getting as much as you want.
Where's my gum?
It might be a little bit different. Actually, there's a gum one in here.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. So let me start with this one though, and these are stories. And feel free if you ever want a lifetime supply, or not necessarily a lifetime supply, or a year's worth of whatever it may be, a whole bunch of stuff you can share, because people sometimes have to get creative with what they're going to do with all that stuff.
Yeah.
So this first one says, my roommate and I won a lifetime supply of butter in college.
Okay.
And they said apparently lifetime was 2 pounds of butter a week for a year.
That's great.
Oh,
That's a lot of butter.
And that's it. So they said we stocked up on it, we got drunk, and then we tried to make a slip and slide with all the butter.
Oh, that's ingenious.
Right?
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, what do you do with a lifetime of supply of butter when you're in college?
You're never going to know that.
So they figured, what did they figure the amount was to break it down? It was a pound.
2 pounds of butter a week for a year. So over 100 pounds of butter, if you think about it.
That is a lot of butter.
Or actually over 200, well, yeah, over 100 pounds of butter.
Or is it a week?
It was a week.
Oh, not 2 pounds a day. That'd be
2 pounds a
that'd
week.
Be crazy.
So he said, for all those wondering about the success of said butter slide, remember to let your butter melt for a while to provide sufficient lubrication. Even with the sting of butter in the road rash, I would give the experience a 7 out of 10. Would do it again.
Cool.
All right, here's another one. Says, when I was a kid, I won a contest at a local ice cream shop where you guess the number of jelly beans in a jar.
Oh, yeah.
I won a lifetime supply of free milkshakes. Unfortunately, the place went out of business like 2 months later.
So
my God.
lifetime is always relative. Whose lifetime?
Yeah.
The lifetime of the presenter or your lifetime?
So I was going to bring this up, but I didn't win it. I was given free ice cream for life at an ice cream shop in Manayunk.
What?
Yes.
Is it the?
It was the one, and I don't even know if it's still there, Steve, where Restoration Hardware used to be, or
Yeah.
maybe it still is. The one that, like, basically across from that parking lot.
It's a stand.
It's a stand.
It's still there. In fact, they carried Gadzooks for a while. They carried our flavors.
So I don't.
It's a good ice cream stand.
Something happened when I was there. I forget what it was, and the owner was like, "Oh my God," he was thanking me for something. I forget what happened, but anyway, he was like, "And you, free ice cream for life. Whenever you come here for life, you come whenever you want. You get free ice cream." And I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." But like, I don't remember the guy. I don't remember his name. And what am I gonna do when I walk?
What the hell
up?
did you do to this guy?
But like when I walk up, am I gonna be like, it's me?
Meanwhile,
I get free
Kathy,
ice cream.
Meanwhile, Kathy, there's a picture of you inside the stand. It says, "Give free ice cream to this woman anytime she wants to come here," and you've never made good on it.
Never went once.
Wow.
I mean, I've gone and paid, but I never went and was like, "Hey, listen, I get free ice cream here."
What? You don't remember what you did to warrant that?
I forget what it was. It may have even been like.
I didn't even do that for my husband.
No, stop it. Stop.
Yes.
No, it was like I think it was like an appearance or something like that.
Okay.
And maybe it just
Maybe
was
charity
like
or something?
It was like
Okay.
he really enjoyed what we did, and
God
so
damn,
he was
that's
like
amazing.
thanking me by giving me free ice cream for life.
It's good ice cream.
Here's a text from somebody that says, "You guys gave me a lifetime supply of Miller Lite, and it was 1 case a month."
No,
I don't
that's a year's
remember
supply.
giving away a lifetime
No,
supply.
we would have made a bigger deal
No
about that.
way.
Maybe a year's supply.
A year's
It's a
supply.
year supply, and it's basically a case a month.
Sometimes it's that way. Sometimes it's a case a week, or a case every 2 weeks, or
Or
something
2 pounds
like
of
that,
butter a day.
for the time span. So that's how it will work out sometimes. All right, this one says, my brother-in-law won the Chipotle Adventurito thing.
Ooh, I wanted to win that.
And won free burritos for a year. There were 52 coupons for burritos. He used some of them, but now he just uses them as alternative currency.
Casey.
Homeless man asking for money.
Oh, he gets him a
Chipotle burrito. Not sure what to do for a casual gift. Chipotle burrito coupon. Want to tip a person without giving money? Here's a burrito. And then he writes, guess what I got for Christmas? A burrito. So another person who once says, my mom and dad bought a water softener about 22 years ago, and with it came a lifetime supply of bar soap. And sometimes this happens in some of these. It says the company gave it to them all at once.
Oh, my God.
It was a giant pallet of bar soap. Thousands of bars of soap.
Oh, my God.
And he said they still have a bunch of it. So I assume at that point, you could donate it to shelters and things like that.
But that's what'll happen is that the company will say, instead of having to stay up on this and be dispensing it and pay all those man hours to make sure, they'll just bring it on a pallet, have fun.
Yep. Another one says, a friend of mine won a lifetime supply of Smarties from a distributor.
Oh, my God, that's way too many Smarties.
The delivery was a 120-pound case of Smarties.
I mean, of all the candies to win a lifetime supply of
Right.
Smarties, you know? Get Snickers or Reese's or
Wait,
something.
I agree.
It's like chalk.
Do they not go bad or something? Like,
I can't imagine they go bad. They're totally made of chemicals.
Yeah, and they're too sweet. Like, you can't be eating those
They're
all
not
the time.
smart at all. They're dummies.
He said he's a professional film editor, so he spends a lot of time at his computer. He is often too lazy to cook proper meals.
So he eats
He
Smarties.
put the 120-pound case of Smarties next to his desk and then proceeded to consume all of it in a matter of weeks. I don't believe that. In a matter of weeks.
No way.
Another one says, I had a teacher who got a lifetime supply of Tide. He bought
I can see that.
He bought a box at a grocery store, and it was half empty for some reason, so he wrote a really polite letter to Tide to let them know. A truck showed up at his house with a lifetime supply of Tide. They used to give it away as gifts to dinner guests and friends because they didn't know what to do with all of it.
Here's your Tide.
One day, he got a call from his mom saying that she was using the final box. Apparently, it had lasted a good number of years, though, and it would have lasted for longer if they didn't give most of it away. So that's what they started doing, just kind of handing it out to friends.
Suppose you got a pallet or pallets of Tide or of bars of soap, right? More than you could ever possibly need or want or anything. Would you give them away, or would you sell them at a steep discount to your friends?
I give them away.
The laundry detergent, for instance, I mean that's expensive stuff, right?
Yeah.
I would take some that would just make it that I won something and then give the rest away. It wouldn't be that.
It'd be pretty easy to find a charity that would take stuff like that.
Right.
And then if you mix Smarties in it makes it really cool.
But maybe sell some of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just sort of thinking like, okay, suppose, you're not a host of a successful radio show and,
it'll help make ends meet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess sure. And maybe they would offer, if you win something sometimes, I'm sure there's some sort of caveat to some of these contests where, that you can maybe trade it in for dollar value.
Yeah.
If it's, but what looks good is the cool, a lifetime supply of this thing, and that's what they like to sell.
Yeah. Here's a text that says, my friend won a lifetime supply of Dunkin' sandwiches in college, and she would use them after one-night stands to get the guy to leave in the morning.
Oh, my God.
I won what I thought was, okay, I clearly won this amazing thing. So, the legendary story of a movie's been made about it. I won a coloring contest for McDonald's. Right. And you're going to get free French fries on your birthday. And what did I later find out? At that time, every kid got free French fries. I was taken to the cleaners.
By the way, this text continues to say, so she would use it to get a guy to leave in the morning, like, here, I have a coupon for a free sandwich. Want to go grab one? Thanks, bye. And that's how they would usher them along. Another person wrote, I won a lifetime supply of a particular brand of ice cream in a local naming contest when I was 12, but I didn't get it all at once. It all accounts to a certain amount of tubs in the form of a voucher that I'm able to use over and over again, but I'm not sure what that amount is. I don't keep track of it on account of the fact that I am lactose intolerant.
Oh, man.
That's a problem. Didn't we give away one of the Christmas miracles? We gave away. Did we give a lifetime or like a year's supply of beer to someone who doesn't drink?
Yeah,
it
like
happens.
recovering alcoholic.
Yeah, we gave away a year's supply of beer to someone who doesn't drink. We gave away a few things to people that had no interest.
Someone who just got their stomach stapled.
We gave away like all the Steven Star restaurants dinner, and they went through gastric bypass or something like that. And we were like, oh man, you got to be kidding me. All right, another write-in says, I won a lifetime supply of Pop-Tarts when I was younger.
I love Pop-Tarts.
They sent a big box with around 30 of the normal shelf boxes every 3 months for about 3 years, and then started dwindling off to eventually not sending any. I could never get into contact with someone to do anything about it, so I just let it go. I didn't even realize I had one until I received the first huge box.
So I wonder how often, if you're going to say you're going to do that, then, you got to make a good run at it. 3 years is not a lifetime,
right.
Tragically.
Yeah. And I guess it depends on how much noise you make.
Right.
Because, if it was if it was documented somewhere, then you would definitely still be receiving it. Let me go to Rob. Hey, Rob, good morning.
Good morning.
What's up, buddy? Did you get a lifetime of something?
Yeah, real quick. I just wanted to add this in. My mama says that you want more onions, unions, poop on the floor.
Okay.
What in the world is that
from?
You guys don't remember that?
No.
Oh my gosh, it was one. Oh my God, it was one of your bizarre files, and somebody apparently then you added that into your
dude
jump rope series.
Can you do it again? Kudos to you for remembering that.
Yeah, one more time, Rob.
Yeah, it was you added it to your jump rope series. It was my mama says that you want more onions, unions, poop on the floor.
I love it. Hey, look at the memory on you, man. Good for you.
That's really good.
Is that when we were doing Double Dutch in the studio?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. There was a bizarre file where someone pooped on the floor and there was a union and there was a whole thing.
Rob, that's great.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it. All right.
Yeah, my uncle was a firefighter in Radnor Township, right off Lancaster Avenue there, and there was a Taco Bell on Lancaster Avenue. He was like the first ever customer or whatever.
Yeah.
So he won a year's supply of tacos, which I think was like 2 a week or something, and then a free soda anytime he visited. But they ended up closing. Now it's like a freaking Rite Aid or something.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. So they couldn't transfer to another Taco Bell?
It's a chain.
I don't. You know what? Honestly, he probably wouldn't even be allowed because since he was a firefighter there, I'm sure he was, walking down the street every day anyway, grabbing a free soda. Probably like this freaking guy.
Yeah. By the way, we've confirmed, Rob, the video is up to Preston and Steve.
Yeah.
Daily Rush, onions, unions, poop on the floor.
Yeah, we'll see if maybe they can isolate the audio from that. Thank you, Rob, for that wonderful
Good
memory.
man.
It wasn't
We
that long
appreciate
ago. And I don't remember it. It was August of 2020, and I have no recollection of that chance.
Me either. All right, another person who won a lifetime or a large supply of stuff said, my dad worked in marketing for transportation catering in the 1990s, and Snapple gave us a truck full of every single one of their product types.
That's pretty good.
He said they stopped by every 6 months or so to get our feedback and asked if we wanted more. At one point, we had a Snapple-only double fridge in our laundry room to chill 3 of each flavor, while the rest were in boxes taking up a good part of our garage. My cousin tried to maintain a bottle top collection, but lost count after 5,000.
Because they used to have little sayings on them, didn't they?
Yep. They would have little factoids and things. He said, I have no idea if my dad still gets Snapple like that, but his house still has a Snapple-only fridge. It was awesome, bordering magical. I would replace my veins with 90 Snapple if I could. No regrets.
I used to love Snapple. Remember when it was like it had just come on the scene? I was like, this is really good stuff.
It was made from the best stuff on earth.
Yep.
Another one says, I never got the full story on how they got them, but my grandparents somehow ended up with 24 or so pallets of Tic Tacs of various flavors.
Oh my God.
Do you know how many that would be?
It'd be millions?
To put this in perspective, consider how big those plastic containers that Tic Tacs come in are. Now, consider how many you could fit on a fully stacked pallet and multiply it several times over. It was pretty awesome until we ran out of the orange ones, they said.
Have you ever won a bulk amount of anything, even if it's not a year's supply, but a bulk amount?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do with that much stuff.
Yeah.
Here's another one that says, when my friend was 16, now here you go. He won a lifetime supply of M&Ms.
All right.
We had a similar situation, not a lifetime supply, but we had we had done a contest where we bought so many M&Ms and they were around the office.
Yeah.
I think that was the time when Chuck put on 30 pounds or something like that.
We had a football helmet full of them. And we picked out of that football helmet forever.
That had to be healthy.
So he said he found one of the packs with the all-white M&Ms.
Oh.
The contest to win $1 million. And he gave it to his mom, and listen to this. He had her send it in since he wasn't 18. She didn't believe that he had won $1 million, so she procrastinated sending it in. After she eventually did, they got a letter stating that they had not gotten the wrapper sent in on time, so no $1 million, but they were going to get a lifetime supply of M&Ms.
Oh, thanks.
Come on.
In the letter, there was a redemption card that he could send in and get 52 coupons for 1 pack of free M&Ms each, plus a redemption card for the next year. And he did this for 5 or 6 years until he lost the redemption card. The first year, he got all of the M&Ms and ate all of them himself, and he really wished he would have gotten the $1 million at this point. Wow.
Yeah, given my druthers, I'd probably opt for the $1 million over the candy.
Yeah, but
though I do like M&Ms.
Mom screwed it up. Here's a text that says, I had a friend who won a year's supply of Bubba Burgers.
Bubba Burgers.
I don't know Bubba.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah, they're frozen burgers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like them.
They come in those big packs. They're good for if you're having a party.
That's exactly where I get them for.
Okay.
Yeah, like they're not quite as good as like a fresh ground.
Yeah, are they like
made or
cereal
whatever.
burgers, like Tops?
It's like if you just
it's real beef.
Yeah, you can toss in a bunch on the grill, Steve. It's you can get a whole bunch and then you can store them because they're frozen.
Yeah.
He said he had 52 coupons for a box of burgers. He hooked me up with a handful of coupons. So I don't know how he won it, but that's what they said. Here's one that says, a friend of mine won a lifetime supply of juicy fruit gum.
Oh, man.
When she was 12 years old.
You get your skis shined up, grab a fruit.
The taste is going to move ya. She told
You
me.
need a lifetime supply because it loses its taste after like
Wasn't there
2 chews.
Does the line go, poke it in, stick it out?
Yeah.
The cheesy when you pop it in your mouth.
The juicy fruit
is gonna move ya. It's just a soul. It gets right through ya.
It runs right through you. So she said she told
Get
me
in, snap it off.
She was absolutely in love with juicy fruit at the time. Her mom entered her in this random contest as a joke. One day, without any notice, UPS showed up at her door with about 15 huge boxes. She was so confused. She opened up the boxes, and there it was, a couple thousand packs of juicy fruit gum. The company never sent her a letter or any piece of acknowledgement that she won, just a ton of gum. Today, the sight of juicy fruit makes her sick.
I don't, you used to see these all the time, the life supply of something or another. It'd be a contest or a promotion in a number of different places. You don't see that much anymore, do you?
No. There was probably issues with it after a while.
Well, you gotta stay on it.
And Kathy, you thought juicy fruit runs out of flavor quickly?
Yeah.
No, not like fruit stripes.
Fruit stripes.
Well, no, not that's not even really flavorful. Like it's for a
At
second.
first it is. Yeah, for about 30 seconds.
For like 30
And then
seconds.
it's gone.
Yeah, I felt like compared to other gums, juicy fruit loses
And
its
what
flavor
is
quickly.
juicy? What is the flavor? What is the juicy fruit flavor?
You know what?
What is that?
It's called
chemical
juicy fruit, and I've never detected any type of fruit flavor in that. I don't really know.
I always liked it.
Just
Me too.
tastes good.
That was kind of like our preferred.
Did it
gum
move you?
in the household?
Wait, is it? They still sell it, right?
Oh yeah.
Sure,
okay.
absolutely.
Oh, boy.
Okay, hold on. This is the unions poop on the floor clip. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
All right, so onions, unions, poop on the floor.
If we do the backtrack, we'll find out where we went.
Shouldn't we do that to jump rope, Casey? Onions, union, poop on the floor. Onions, union, poop on the floor.
Right, Kat?
I'm not taking part.
No,
Come on, Kathy. Come on, jump in, Kathy. Onions, union, poop on the floor.
No?
No, I'm mad at you. I can't believe you're part of
What?
this.
No, that's a good chance.
And apparently, this leads to us wanting to do the double dutch. Hang on. My mama said that you want more.
Onions, unions, poop on the floor.
We're double dutching now.
Can you double Dutch, Kathy?
I can't. I
Me
always
neither.
wanted to learn. And
Okay.
I can't.
Could
Were
we
you
try
too
that in the
afraid-
studio? Because I can't do it.
Were you too afraid to jump in the middle?
I couldn't time it
I
out
just-
right.
Yeah, I can't time it. I can jump rope. I'm an amazing
I've done
jump
it.
roper.
Can you do it?
You can
Maybe.
double the Dutch.
Yes, I can double dutch.
Oh my
What the
god.
hell is happening?
Oh my God.
And wait, this.
And
you
then we
guys are in
did
the
it.
Hall of Fame.
And then we did it.
And then we did it.
Yeah.
We done did it.
It's beautiful.
Chuck Demico is in our studio.
Hey, what's going on,
What's up,
fellas?
buddy?
You had mentioned there being issues with lifetime supply.
Yes.
I thought Nick was here for this, but
Maybe.
way back when I was promotion director, we learned never to use that term again because we gave away a lifetime supply of pasta.
Oh my!
And it did not go well.
No,
no.
Were they demanding their?
They really expected it to be a heck of a lot more.
Okay.
It was 500 boxes of pasta. It was a box of pasta a week for 10 years.
That's
good. It's a lot of pasta,
yeah.
but it doesn't look like much.
Yeah,
because
okay.
they're small boxes.
Right.
And
And they got
kinda,
it all at once?
Like when I heard you guys start the segment, I'm like, is the phone going to ring? Am I going to hear from that? Am I going to hear from that woman again?
And so she was really upset over it?
Yeah, she really thought she could have an endless supply and
food.
give
Whatever
pasta
she
to as
wanted.
many people as she wanted for forever.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and I kind of said if you eat it all at once, it'll end your life. There's your lifetime.
But so she was saying like you might hear unlimited is different than lifetime supply.
Right, but it was a ton of pasta, man. It filled the old promotion office. Yeah, it was me and Ed Marshall, and it was just everywhere. It was just pasta everywhere, and they came to pick it up, and they were really disappointed. We're like, we just want this out of here. You're like,
Who did the math? So was it your idea, or did it come from
no,
Berea?
it was from a pasta.
Okay.
I remember the name. I'm not going to say.
Those are the liabilities. I mean, it's like when people say bottomless.
Right.
This or bottomless or all you can eat.
Right.
That at a certain point that becomes relative. I'm sure somewhere, whenever they say that, there is some sort of spelling out of exactly what that means.
Right. The other one we learned to never use again way back when was all expenses paid.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Because we gave away a trip to the Bahamas and they sent me all the receipts, including 75 cents at the vending machine. And we paid it. You know, and we're never saying all expenses paid again.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then they're probably taking tours and,
Yes.
and guided tours.
Yeah,
and,
anything they dropped 10 cents on, they wanted us to reimbursed.
There are obligations to that, and the phrasing, people expect what they expect.
Dude, as much as you can't stand the lawyer legalese, that's why that's there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it has
They
to be.
have to write it
because
in.
someone will go, you said.
Yeah.
Well,
and this is what I think it means.
Look at the guy who brought the lawsuit against Subway because the roll was only 11 inches instead of a foot.
I love that movie Moving with Richard Pryor.
Yes.
Because he shows up to the house and he goes, no, we said we were taking the pool with us. No, that was a joke. No, we said it.
We didn't laugh when we said that one. Interesting. Here's another one that says, my wife ended up with crates of maxi pads and a lifetime supply of Tums.
How are they connected?
Yeah.
She worked with a market research firm that would give household products to select consumers to gather information on their experiences with the products. Items like soap, toothpaste, and deodorant were commonly placed. The firm received way too many sanitary napkins in one study and too many Tums in another. The surplus products are not needed at the end of the study, and they typically have no labels, so they cannot be sold commercially, and the supplier never wants them back, so they needed to give them to somebody.
Tampons, Kotex, box of Tums.
Let me go to Mark. Hey, Mark, good morning. What's up, Mark?
I have an uncle that passed away in 2000. He was a lifelong bachelor. He was a World War II vet. When he passed away, we found out when we were going through his stuff that he had won a lifetime subscription to Playboy in 1955 or 1956.
Wow.
He had gotten this letter from Hugh Hefner, a signed letter from Hugh Hefner, all handwritten, that he had framed. And I forget what the contest was, what the actual contents of the letter were. But when he passed away, we had 500, 600 near mint condition of Playboy.
Wow.
To peruse.
Did you hold on to them or did you sell them as a collection?
My mother wanted nothing to do with them, so my dad sold them. Never told us how much he got, but there was a new car about 6 months after.
Yeah, dude, that's a big collector's item.
This brand new Oldsmobile popped up in the driveway.
That's funny.
Especially the letter from Hefner at the time.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Jesus,
thanks, Mark.
that's pretty wild.
Appreciate it, man. Wow. Okay. Well, interesting. Not always, what you think it is, and sometimes it can be more than you think it is when you win these quote-unquote year supply. of things. So or lifetime supply,
right?
Which is interesting. So I never really thought about that until I saw this article. So thought I would share. All right, listen, we do need to take a break because we got a guest coming up right at 9.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And don't forget that we have later on Concert Cash again, your chance to win the money and the tickets, and we want you to take advantage of that. So don't miss out on it. We'll come back in just a moment. Make sure that you stay with us.
And then the planet blows up, and we don't, things go awry. It happens.
I wonder what his name is. Yeah, Kal-El.
Sal.
Maybe he's Mel-El.
Sal-El.
Sal-El. Krypton, CPA.
Thanks for having me over today, folks. This will take about an hour. I have some documents for you to sign.
No, but I never wanted to get a trampoline once I had kids. I'm like, I don't think so.
Well, you hear too many stories.
Too much liability, too.
Yeah. Oh, your neighbors? Oh, yes.
Everywhere I lived, there was always at least one in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And you could just go use theirs.
But these places sound, because it's not just the floor, it's the walls.
Well, you jump from trampoline to trampoline, and they've got padding in between them. And then, yes, they have some, Steve, that are at an angle.
Yeah.
Now, they have very specific rules about what you can and can't do.
Okay.
As far as, and there are little videos that are running that you can't, do flips off of the ones that are off of the.
Oh, you can't?
I'm pretty sure. Kathy, did you watch? Do they have like a video running? I'm thinking of Sky High. They have it.
Yes. No, they had something when we were waiting in line for the obstacle course. They had a video running.
Because I was so bummed that I couldn't, because I went to the Sky Zone.
Yeah.
And I couldn't use that one. I was like, all right, we'll start it here at the foam pit, and then I'm going to go over to that one where they have trampoline walls. And I never got to do the trampoline walls.
Here I go.
I need to go back there because when I what's that place called? Get High?
Get Air.
Ricochet. Get high.
That's a different part.
Get High are open Monday through Wednesday, noon to midnight. But
Get High.
Because I went there to pick my son up from a birthday party, and I ended up jumping a little bit just, because it was the end of the night. Everybody was kind of getting their shoes on. So, I had to.
You went for a jump.
I had to impress the kids.
Gonna go for a quick jump.
Look at this fat guy jump.
Somebody's texting in next mixer, trampoline park.
I think so.
That would be cool.
Party or something
we can
like
all
that.
leave with sprained ankles and hurt backs.
And another potential to hurt ourselves, I want to have a roller skating party sometime.
Yes.
That's been, that has to happen.
It has to. Can I wear a helmet, though?
Yeah.
All right. You're not going to make fun of me?
Well, of course I am.
I need like wrist guards.
Casey, I've been when we do the river rink ice skating. Casey always wears a helmet to that, and I just find it funny because it's nothing but kids and one adult skating around with a helmet on.
I want a roller skate.
an inspiring story from Touchstone.
Oh no,
he wasn't like the other children.
Oh dude,
he was a full-grown man with his own children. The story of Helmet.
with his own children.
We're gonna call you Helmet. I'm got a helmet on because I like to roller skate. Daddy-daughter night. Wait a second, you have children? Dear God.
Dear God.
I just, you
feel safer.
I feel safer. I don't.
I ride a helmet when I ride a bike, or I wear a helmet.
I ride a helmet when I wear a bike.
It doesn't go very fast, but it's totally safe.
Yeah. Look at this idiot. The other way around. Put the helmet on and ride the bike.
What you riding there?
It's an inspiring story, huh?
Inspiring story of a child who sought to be different. I'm gonna ride my helmet and wear a bike. You're gonna look like a jerk. Yeah, you're gonna look like an idiot.
I don't care.
Hello, this is the Olympic Committee. We're interested in this new sport you've come up with.
Yes, it's time to find out who the biggest dick in the Delaware Valley is. We actually, you know what? I hats off to Casey Boy because it was his idea and to search for the biggest dick in the Delaware Valley. And it's just you're given this name at birth, Richard, and either your parents. Either they thought it would be funny, or they don't realize, or you know what I mean?
I want to find out the reasons because I do agree. And listen, technically it's a fine name. However, I know parents go through the arduous process of, okay, what are kids going to do with this?
Right.
What are they going to do with this? And Richard obviously will become Dick.
So, you ready, Dr. Mike?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's bring in the dicks. We're going to start with we're going to go with the longest first. Dear God.
Yes. Now we're talking.
He is huge. All right, so we've kept these guys separated. Do you still get Snickers at your name?
My freshman year in college, we were getting drunk, coming down the steps, and some guy was coming up with his girlfriend. So he yells with his girlfriend. He goes, "Yo, big dick." I never heard it before. I grabbed him, threw him up against the railing, and I said, "Yo, I thought I told you not to tell nobody."
That's good. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Dick is here for the length, the height version. So we're going to measure your height. How tall does that thing go, Dr. Mike? Is it over 7 feet?
We are.
All right, let's bring in the next Dick. We have a very big Dick coming in here.
Yes.
This is Dick Super. Dick Super.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
Super Dick in the house.
Nice. See, I told you guys I had a friend named in high school. His name was Dave Super. His dad's name was Dick.
Oh, you're right. That is actually a great name.
Come on, Super. I mean, it's been the best.
It could be great for you.
Where are you from, by the way?
South Jersey.
So let's measure you, and let's see how you stack up against the other Dick. You're going to get some extra because of that hair of yours.
Yeah.
He's a hairy Dick,
Well,
man.
the level will come down right on the...
These dicks are so long, I have to get on a stool.
I noticed.
It's unbelievable.
I'll tell you what, this might be the best looking Dick we have in the studio all day.
It's a good-looking Dick?
Yeah.
Marissa, bring in the next Dick, please. This is Dick Steinbeiser.
Dick Steinbeiser!
And it's another biggie, man. Where are you from, sir?
Harleysville.
You haven't seen this guy around town?
I haven't seen that Dick anywhere. Not anywhere in Harleysville. And there's a lot of Dicks in Harleysville.
There are.
Let's get the official number. We're gonna measure you, but we will not reveal. We're not going to reveal what that is until we get all 5 of you measured. So right now we're going for the length.
This Dick has a shaved head, basically. So
bald Dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, thank you very much, Richard. We appreciate you can have a seat over here, and we'll get the final results in a moment. Richard or Dick Steinbeiser.
The smart Dick.
And after Kathy's getting in on it.
See, the one who hates this stuff is now participating.
Please, this is Dick Scholl.
Wow, another.
Yeah, another big one.
Yes.
So we've been asking some questions amongst you Dicks. Does anybody ever call you Dick, or have they throughout your life?
My older brother kept trying to get my oldest nephew to call me Uncle Dick for the first years of my life. That didn't happen, but what did happen, fortunately for him, is that my nephew couldn't pronounce rich, and it came out with a B sound.
He called you bitch?
Yep. That was Uncle
Bitch. All right, Dick, let's get you on the measuring device here.
All right.
And we'll get the official number.
All right, this one went a little faster than the last few measurements. Mike got this one down fast.
Yeah, quick Dick.
Bring in the final Dick, please.
Another biggie.
Wow. Tell us about your life with the name Richard and being interchangeable with Dick.
It is pretty lackluster, I would probably say. I only really got it in high school. You know, kids on like my sports teams would be like, "Oh, we call you Big Dick now." And
Big Dick's actually, if you're on a team,
right?
It's pretty cool.
It's intimidating, and it's got a little,
It's got a little panache to it.
Absolutely.
I like it. All right, well, let's get you up on the measuring device and let's take a look. By the way, I love all our Dicks.
They're
excellent. They're all great guys.
You guys a big Foo Fighters fans? Got a Foo Fighters shirt on? I'm enjoying the Dick Dale.
Thank you, Dick Dale, and we played Moby Dick, and Dr. Mike just
nearly
fell
bought it.
off the chair. Are you okay, Dr. Mike?
Noted TV personality Dr. Mike died in a bizarre dick measuring accident.
Tell you, Preston, in 25 years of practice, these are some of the biggest dicks I've ever seen.
Of course. You're a man of science.
It's a miracle of nature.
Yes.
All right, so please, if you could, first give us the number and the name of who our biggest dick in the Delaware Valley is, Nick.
At a whopping 82.5 inches, that's 6 feet, 10.5 inches tall. The biggest dick in the Delaware Valley by length. Our first dick in the studio, Dick Barrett, everybody! Congratulations, Dick!
Come on over here, Dick Barrett.
Get over there. Come on.
6'10" and a half?
Big old dick.
Nick, did you say 6'10" and a half?
I sure did, Preston.
Damn, man. Hey,
almost 7 feet tall.
The moment when you walked in, I'm like, that's a huge dick.
But yet, when the other guys are coming in, I'm like, I'm wondering. You know, I'll be curious to hear the other numbers. But yeah, you are a big dick.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, so we got length out of the way. Time to get to girth. Let's bring in the biggies. We're going to do our first contestant for the biggest dick in the Delaware Valley. Please welcome Dick Zaleski.
Dick Zaleski. Dick, how are you?
You know, your history with the name, and a lot of guys got it in high school.
I had like one guy that thought he was funny in high school that would be like, Rick the Dick. And, but I actually got it from my friends later on that I'm kind of a jerk sometimes.
Okay, so you're sort of a cut-up.
Like Rick the Dick. And so,
Dick Zaleski, let's get you on the scale here. We're not going to reveal the number at all until we have weighed everyone, and then we will find out who the biggest dick in the Delaware Valley is by girth. By the way, yes, everyone will be even if your name is Rick, you're going by Dick today.
That's fine.
All right, thanks, man. Have a seat. We'll find out how you do. Thanks for being here
Big guy.
this morning. Bring in our next dick. This is Dick L. Coogan.
Yes.
Who we welcome. Coming over here to Nick. Has Dick been a joke from time to time for you, or do people actually call you that?
No, I basically come from a long line of dicks.
Oh, you do?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Are you Dick? Are you Little Dick or Dick Jr.?
I'm Dick the Third, actually.
Dick the Third.
Yeah, so my grandfather, my father, my son.
All right, well, let's have you jump on the scale here. Dr. Mike is going to do the official measuring.
While we have a second, I'd like to apologize to the two Dick Siemens who wanted to come in because they really wanted to be a part of this contest.
Yeah.
But we had enough dicks, you know, and these guys just didn't qualify to be the biggest dicks in the Delaware Valley. But thank you guys for submitting.
We had to cut.
It was father and son named Dick Seaman.
Thank you for coming in this morning. We'll find out if you end up being our winner. As he grabs a seat, that's Dick L. Coogan, by the way. The next Dick, let's welcome Dick Mayberry to the studio. Mr. Mayberry is coming over here. Is there any history of dicks in your family?
Yeah, I'm the third.
Okay.
My grandfather went by Dick.
Do you get any?
Dicks on the dance floor.
As far as Mayberry, your last name, you get any Andy Griffith throwbacks from that?
No, Dick maybe Harry. I have.
Dick maybe Harry.
I like it. Get on the scale, man. Let's see what you come in at. Dick Mayberry. All right.
I want 6 dicks, man.
I was saying sticks.
Sure you were.
Sticks. Let's bring in the next Dick. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dick Schmidt. And we welcome in. Any other dicks in your family?
My father. My father was another big. He was another big dick.
Another big dick.
Yeah, about the same size as me.
All right, so we are doing the official measuring. Dr. Mike's going to get his number. He's waiting for the scale to settle. And when he settles on a number, he's got it. You can step back off of there, Dick. And let me see. Who else we have?
Take a look at my face, Dick.
Well, let's bring in Dick Belcastro, our last Dick that we have. Come right over here to Nick, if you would, please. Anybody in your family call you Dick?
Not generally, no. My granddad went by Dick.
Okay.
Dad was Richard. I'm Richard. My brother's Peter.
Peter. There's clearly something going on.
Let's get you on the scale. Let's weigh you. Turn around. Dr. Micah's going to get a number.
Here we are. Step up.
All right. So how we doing,
Nick?
We've crunched the numbers over here in the entertainment division, and
you can announce our winner. Nick, give us the number and then our winner, if you would, please, for the biggest girth amongst our dicks.
Biggest dick in the Delaware Valley girth division goes to Dick number 2, Richard Zaleski.
Oh, you're kidding me!
The biggest dick. 397.6 pounds.
397.
Nearly 400 pounds a dick.
So, actually, he was dick number 1 I have here on our list, which means both of our first dicks are our winners. Richard Zaleski, right?
Yes, I'm sorry. He was number 2 on my list, number 1 in the contest.
And
You're right,
number
Preston.
1 in your hearts, ladies and gentlemen. Dick Zaleski!
Yeah!
Police said 2 drivers on 95 were involved in a road rage incident that ended in gunfire Monday evening. It happened just before 5 o'clock while the 2 cars were exiting the highway on Route 413 in Bristol Township. The victim's car had 2 bullet holes from a .45 caliber semi-automatic handgun. Police said a man pulled up to the victim's car, told him to lower the window, and when he did, the man pointed a gun into the car.
Let's go.
I bet the shooter was from Delco, though. I mean, we'll see when they get him. We'll find out. One shot pierced the right rear quarter panel of the 2011 silver Hyundai Accent. A second bullet was lodged in the top of the passenger side door, where police said the metal and rubber trim stopped the round from hitting the person in the passenger
So
seat.
it wasn't shooting at the car, shooting at the person in the car.
Police said the driver was aggressive in the moments prior to the shooting. He kept flashing his high beams, and he followed the victim off of the highway, pacing the car, and then stopped at the traffic light with the victim.
Roll down your window. I want to shoot you.
Yeah. Hey, I have a completely unrelated question, Steve, because just now when you said roll down your window, I want to shoot you, you gestured like this.
Right, yeah.
You took his index finger and did a circling motion.
Still do,
You young people know what that means?
Probably not.
Let me go to Marissa. Hi.
right, it's so
Does that
funny.
mean roll your window down to them?
I don't know, but last year, do you guys remember when we talked to Kate Beckinsale? This is like a total stretch. We talked to Kate Beckinsale, and it was the day that Joel Embiid had tweeted at her, like the day before.
Yeah.
Or Instagrammed at her. I pull up on like 19th and Arch, and Joel Embiid is next to me that afternoon. And I look at him, and I like go wide-eyed, and I go, oh my God, roll down your window. And I'm doing the rolling motion, and he looks at me, and he had no idea what I was talking about.
Well, actually, that looks a little bit like manual stimulation.
Marissa, but you had your fist like this doing that.
I'm going to take care of you sexually.
Yes. Usually people go like this.
Right. Roll
with
down
with your
like,
index finger.
No.
It's like this.
It's like, no, not like this.
Wait, I'm sorry. It's like
That means roll your window.
Roll down your window.
Nothing to do with your mouth.
Wait, Preston. Roll down your window. Turn around and show
You'd have to be watching our studio cams right now to get it. Yeah.
Roll down your window. You guys are so inappropriate right now.
Casey's grabbing his ankles. He has his legs up in the air.
Roll down your window.
You need a whole fist to roll down the window, guys.
Roll down your
Hey, guys. Hang on a second. Let me get
I didn't understand. I wanted you to roll down your window.
Oh, there's a Daily Rush video right there.
Where's the dildo? You can smack that on your face. Roll down the window.
Sorry, Marissa.
So he didn't get that?
I think I eventually put down the window a little bit, and I told him, and he kind of
It's funny though.
smiled and sped away.
Cars, this. If you go like this, a button pushing thing.
Yeah, no one's going to know what that is. Roll down your window.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, sorry about that.
Okay. All right. Moving along.
Arm vaginas.
What does that mean?
Okay.
God, they finally did this.
There has been a slow but steady rise of removal surgery for arm vaginas.
So are they making arm vaginas for replacement vaginas?
No.
How exactly does this work?
This is actually armpit folds within where people have these issues, and they call it the arm vagina.
Oh, I never.
Yep.
I didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah.
So explain them a little bit of the laws here.
It's like arm fat. It's like armpit fat that hangs over when you wear like a tube top.
Oh, that looks like a
camel toe. Looks like a camel toe, right?
Just extra like fat and skin. It's not.
There are some though that happen to fall into a very vagina-esque looking flap, and those are the ones you got to correct early.
You gotta get rid of that. New Jersey.
Well, that's appropriate.
But also Copenhagen, Ontario, and Queensland, Australia. Down under.
Mate.
So maybe they were doing that down there. Wouldn't that be great? If in Australia,
It
people
might
were
have
talking
seemed like the right way to talk down in Australia.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this?
Yeah. So anyhow, talk like Bill Weston Day went national. I'm going to do a shout out. We're still waiting for guests to arrive. This email I got says, hey guys, my name is Tony, South Jersey local, longtime listener of MMR on the Preston and Steve Show. I graduated from Drexel, studying mechanical engineering and aerospace mechanics, and I'm training to become a Navy helicopter pilot.
Very cool.
About 5 months away from graduating and getting my wings. I'm asking for a shout out to the maintenance and Paraloft guys that work our shops at NAS Whiting Field. They're always joking and ball busting the students, so I introduced some of them to the show. And now I hear you guys playing almost every morning on my way to the aircraft.
That's great.
These are the guys who keep our aircraft running safely, keep our flight gear current and clean, and ultimately keep us alive, and we appreciate them every day. Thanks for helping me bring a smile to their faces and for making me a little bit cooler around the hangar. Thanks again. And please play the Casey Boy Manco sauce tube clip again. That is from Tony with the United States Navy. So that's really cool. So do you have the
It's beautiful.
There's something, I don't know, about the way you did that. About that particular clip.
Yeah.
Hit it again.
There's a little bass to it.
Yeah, there was. But you were doing that because of the marinara, right? It was thicker sauce.
Well, yeah, it's just sauce.
It sounds thick.
Yeah, it does.
Your wife must love you.
Oh, yeah.
Here's another one. It says, hey, guys, my husband, Rich's 50th birthday is tomorrow, Wednesday, April 27th. Listen to your podcast all the time as he runs. He actually has been in the studio when you had Downton Abbey in for interview.
Oh, we had, I remember that.
Please give him a 50th birthday shout out to wish him the best birthday ever. Thank you. His amazing and grateful wife. That is from Kelly Spittler is her name. So here's a shout out. 50th birthday to Rich. Happy birthday to you, Rich. So that's a big one. Hope you guys have a great
Big
time.
5-0, yeah.
Our guest is here. He just arrived. He just came in. He sat down, and he is ready to go. He is here to talk about his defensive camp that is coming up.
Cool.
At Total Turf in Pittman, New Jersey, and it'll be in June. So we'll find out how you can get registered and all that good stuff and get ready for it. Please welcome, from your Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, my God. I got to get rid of that.
Hold on.
Yes, right.
You have to play it.
Play that.
Okay.
You got to play it.
Yeah.
It's the wrong one. It's only because you were late getting here in the studio. We would have done the real thing for you, but no. Trent Cole is here. Everybody.
What's going on, guys?
What did you mean to play? Can you play the actual one for him?
What? See, I have so many Eagles fight songs, I don't know which one is the right one.
That was the Four Squeezins, right?
Yeah. Here you go.
This is the one I wanted.
This is the one you wanted. They're all labeled the same, which can be slightly embarrassing when something like that happens. But
I love that.
Welcome, Trent. How you doing?
Oh, good. Great.
You enjoy that intro?
Never heard that one before, have you?
No, I have not.
It's all good. Well, listen. Welcome to our studio. We're happy to have you here this morning. And the Trent Cole defensive camp is coming up. Is this how long has this been going on, or is this the first time you've done it? Because I'm not familiar.
Oh no, this is the first. I'm very excited to announce the start of something big here.
All right.
And even though we're doing a defensive camp, we got other things that's going to be coming here in the near future as well on the offensive side of things too as well. But like I said, it's very exciting.
No, when you were coming up, because this is for high school kids, right?
Yes, this is. Yeah.
When you were coming up and starting to realize, I'm pretty good at this and I could do something with it. Did you ever go to any clinics or anybody? Was anybody around to offer up some professional advice when you were a kid?
Yes, you had advice coming from all over. And people knew. They would tell me, but I didn't care at the time. I was just enjoying myself. Being a kid and just playing sports and being with my teammates and friends and just enjoying this.
But outside of regular of your coaches and outside of them, there was no, like what you're providing. You're providing something that you're going to have a professional's take on the ins and outs of playing. At a different level. There was nothing like that because these seem to be a relatively new development where you'll have that the athletes take the time, like who have gotten careers out of it, and impart this wisdom to people coming up. So,
like I said, growing up, we had the Bars Bayless camp. I'm from Ohio, and that was out of Dayton, Ohio, actually. And and now I'm in this position now. I'm retired as a player, and I'm putting on a camp here, and we're pretty much. I feel like I'm here to try to impact kids,
right?
And this is like so. This camp is for kids from 2023 to 2016. 26. That can sign up for this. And like I said, this is just a start of something big. And we got a lot of great ideals and for the future for this. And we got a lot of participation by different players such as Brandon Graham.
Wow,
Super Bowl Brandon Graham and. Jason Avant, who's going to come in, he's a special guest speaker, is going to be doing a lot of speaking for us and on just the mentality of the game and how to approach the game and stuff like that. And we have other players as well coming to around the surrounding area because I wanted to reach out to a lot of the other players, the retired players, Guys who want to be involved in this, and there's a lot of guys around here. Like just in this general area, Philly to New Jersey area, there's just a lot of people have played at that level, that professional level.
You're talking to Jay Wright, who's retiring, and he was very driven about getting his players familiar with how to deal with life beyond the sport. And I mean, you come from a place, you've gone through this, and and you can impart this. It's very important. A lot of times, for years, it just was the focus on the game. But how do you become a more fully realized person, and how do you proceed after that? You're in a unique position to give that advice to these guys.
Yes, we want to. We're here to give. We got to start with the small things,
right?
And that's one thing. Is when I was playing in the league, is throughout football, that sometimes we as people, as humans, we forget about the small things.
Yeah.
And I remember one coach is Pete Jenkins. He came in and he went back to the basics on us. So as a coach, I don't know if y'all remember him at the Eagles. He came in as our D-line position coach.
Right.
And he went back to the basics, man. And it was kind of crazy. We're looking at him sideways like, oh, hold on here. We're professionals.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what I'm saying? We're very thankful. I think all the players are very, very thankful for just the fact that we went back to basics and we went through with it. And it helped us tremendously with our game.
Yeah, and I think coaching and getting the proper tutelage is important for anybody to extend their career or perhaps get better. And you take somebody like Jeff Stoutland, right? So he's the offensive line coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's coaching these guys that were all at the top of their game in high school, top of their game in college, and then they get to the professionals. And he makes them even better. Like I don't think you can overstate the importance of a good coach. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It doesn't matter how good you are, how big you are, but you take somebody like Jordan Mailata, who basically never played football before, and now he's basically on the verge of being an all-pro left tackle.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it starts with the basics, and then there comes the when you're working on your technique and stuff, and then there's the parts that's left out that I can't wait to to show these kids that that it's not, this is the stuff I'm going to be preaching to these kids that's not talked about, and I'm going to show them that. And also they're going to go from the field to the classroom. We have a classroom ready for these guys to go in there and see and break down film and show these kids the things that is not talked about that's what helping you achieve success.
Yeah.
How old are you, Trent?
I am 39.
All right. So I'm fascinated by the professional athlete who has to come up with the second half of their life and career. Like you're retired in your 30s, right? But you're not done with life. You're not done with what you're going to do next. I've been watching, I don't know if you've seen, but Winning Time on HBO is this great series about the rise of the Lakers in the late 70s, early 80s. And Pat Riley was a player, and then he's just like hanging out on the beach. And he has nothing to do, and so he thinks about dabbling in broadcasting, and then he realizes maybe he could be a coach. When did you realize, all right, I got to do something after playing football, and maybe I can give something back? Like, how was the process for you getting to where this camp was originated?
More just every player thinks about the afterlife, and that's really big. It can be stressful at times, because it kind of scares you and you get to the end. But my case was a little different because I sacrificed my off season, to build up to where I'm at now. And I'm glad that I've done what I've done, because now I can do stuff like this, and I kind of had a plan. There's a way I go about things. And I try to take care of business first, and then I can do stuff like this. I built to where it's at now, where I can go start a camp, and I got a great team behind me. Pro Advantage Solutions that as a marketing firm, and I got great partners that's with it to push this thing. And then so I got some influences from other players that are teammates that I play with. They just when we brought the ideal up. And they were just ecstatic, and they said, "You got to do this. You got to do this."
Well, you have the connections, you have the deal, and you have the knowledge. So we're dealing with a certain age range, but obviously, do you want this to be a success and expand it? Would you consider bringing it, like younger too, for kids, in the elementary school who are love football? You're shaking your head, so that's a possibility.
Yes, like I said, this is just a start.
Okay,
and we said we have some. We're pretty we're really excited about this because this is a great start to something, because there's not too many camps around here.
No.
You know? There's not too many camps, guys, and that was one of the biggest reasons. Like, there's not many kids for these kids around here. There's a lot of great athletes. I mean, this was especially in the South Jersey area, there's a lot of great athletes.
Well, so and this isn't just for South Jersey high school students. You're obviously reaching out to the kids that are playing in Pennsylvania as well. I see you have Quentin Michael is also going to be helping out at the camp as well.
Yes.
We've had Quentin in here many times, so please tell him and send him our love.
Very, very excited and very appreciative of this Quentin Michael, what he's done for us and what he's going to do for this camp. You know, so helping us out, even building this camp with us. You know, and we're very excited to have him too because I mean, guys, I think highly of him. You know, I always thought he was a great player.
Yeah.
And you know, just excited to have him on as well.
I want to ask. I'm sorry, Case, just to jump in here quickly. When you started and when you were coming up, you know, there were things that you weren't facing as much as just environmental things that players now, whether they're being distracted by social media or you know, they might get full of themselves before they get. You know what I'm saying? Everyone thinks they're a mini star now, or because of a video on an Instagram that or TikTok that might go viral. How do you approach that, and how will you approach that with these guys to let them know how to keep that in perspective?
I mean, that's going to be part of it because this game is very highly mental. It's a very mental game, you know, and it has a very impact. And guys got to know when to shut them things off. Like you know, when they're in there studying plays, like when they're going back to where they're coming from, and they got to go in and study their opponents. You know, and they got to shut that out. And they got to key on their opponents. You know, and stay focused, and that's just part of it because there's a lot of distractions. I mean, I'm not talking bad about social media or anything, but like I said, those are distractions. And there's a time where as a in our lives today, we have to shut that off at times and take care of business. I mean, you think about all the guys who are the billionaires and all them. They talk about you see their routines. They tell you. I mean, you watch social media. So you got to take time to shut them things off.
Yes.
And tend to your work. And tend to your craft.
By the way, if you're just tuning in, it's Trent Cole who is joining us, and he's got the Trent Cole Defensive Camp, and it will be coming up June 27th and 28th at Total Turf in Pittman, New Jersey. So if you want to get registered for that, you can check the info at thehunter.com, THA hunter.com. And so it's 2 days. I would imagine you only have so much room for this, like a couple hundred kids, or any idea how many?
We're actually what we're doing is we're going to go by with the sign up because we know there's probably be a lot of people going to sign up for this. Like I said, it's at Total Turf under the lights 2 days. It's but first come first serve.
Okay.
In the situation, and then like I said, this is just a start, guys, and very excited about it, and we got a lot more things coming in the future with this and to add on to this, and just more camps to come. So.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I got to see. So you played with Jeremiah Trotter, right?
Yes,
you played with the Axeman.
Yes, I have.
And so his sons. His one son goes to the prep now. His other son had already graduated with it. But I got to watch him play this past year.
Yep.
And so he was the Axeman. You were. What did you go by?
They call me the Hunter, Scrap Iron, Scrap. Hey.
Did you go boar hunting with Kevin Cobb?
No, I never did.
Okay.
I never did.
All right.
Never did.
But you were a bow hunter?
Yeah, I am an avid hunter. I'm an avid outdoorsman, conservationist, you call it, you name it. I do. If I put back in. I do what I got to do as because as a conservation, people don't understand that doing what I do. I have a national television show on the Sportsman Channel, and we just don't go out there and take. It's not like that. We put back in. We're putting back into the economy. We put billions as conservationists, as outdoorsmen, back into the economy, and we are a big factor on America itself.
Yeah, my dad was a big fisherman. I know you are, looking at your social media and posting all the bass fishing that you were doing. And so I grew up watching guys like Bill Dance and stuff, all these fishing shows as a kid. I loved it. Terrible fisherman. Me, I'm horrible at it. I never caught it at all.
It's not easy.
I would go with him. We'd go out trolling. We'd go out flipping. We did all different kinds of fishing, and I hated it because a lot of it was sitting and waiting, and I was an impatient kid. But it's my dad's passion. It was almost nothing that he'd rather do, and it's more than just getting out there and fishing. It's all that going. It's kind of like snow sports, skiing. You put all that crap on, you drag all that stuff out of you. You're like, God, why am I doing this? And then you get up on the hill and you get going and you go, okay, this was worth it. Fishing's kind of like that. You got all that gear, you got all that stuff, you got to get it together. It's a real pain in the ass, but once you get out there, it's pretty zen, right?
No. This is what I've learned with everything to this point. You know what I'm saying? This point, just even to where I'm at, you know, it takes time. It takes time. I mean, just with the fishing, it takes time. It's not easy to go out there and get a limit when I'm fishing tournaments or stuff. You know, with the Bass House Open or in Major League Fishing or whatever. It takes time. But and just so with football, it took me time. It took me 27 years to get where I'm at now today to be retired. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a lot of time. You got to put in the time. You put in the time, you will get the results. You 100% guarantee you'll get the results that you want, but you got to put the time in. You got to go study. You got to do anything and everything to hone in your craft to get you better. You know?
Right. My dad's favorite angling was smallmouth. He loved fishing for smallmouth. What's your favorite to go after?
It don't matter. You know
doesn't matter
if it's in the water and if I can't see it and I know it's there. and being the competitive person that I am, I want to know what's in that water. I wish I could just stick my head in the water and see the salmon. So dangle some bait over it. So it's like,
have you ever caught a prize fish? Have you ever caught a tournament fish?
I've caught some lunkers. We call lunkers big fish, and we caught some when I'm smaller fishing up north, like the northern lakes, like the Ontario. I mean, not Ontario, but Oneida or Cayuga or the lakes.
The
up
Finger
there.
Lakes.
Yeah, the Finger Lakes up there. Or, 1,000 Islands, but it's just that's where all the smallmouth are up there, and there's a big largemouth. But you know, we got some great, like say, just the East Coast in general. We have some great fishing up in this Northeast area.
Sure, it does require a lot of patience, and so I'm sure that there's time where you're out there while you're fishing, where your mind drifts to football. When you were playing football, did your mind ever drift to fishing?
Playing football. I'll say hunting during the time because that's the fall.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll tell you the truth. Maybe when we're kicking somebody's butt. We're whooping somebody's butt. I'm sitting there like, okay, now my mind's starting to wonder, like, man, where's the next? Where am I supposed? I want to check. I wish I could just check the wind right now. What farm am I going to go to? I'm not lying. This is the God honest truth. I'm like, if you're whooping somebody's tail, you know this is a wrap. This ain't no way they'll come back. If they come back, shame on us.
When did this start for you? Did it start at a younger age or? Okay.
This is what I grew up. I grew up in this. I grew up onto it, and it's a culture, it's a tradition. It's this is where I come from. I'm from Southern Ohio. This is what we seen hunting. I mean, it's just it's the way it is. It's a way. It's a way of life for me. It's a lifestyle for me.
Do you ever combine both? Do you ever go bow fishing?
I do it all.
You do?
I do bow fishing. I do it all.
Are you good at it?
I guess I'm gonna say I'm good at it.
Okay. It's always seemed cool, and the rigs and everything are pretty elaborate, but it looks fun.
Was it your dad that brought you up on it, or?
I mean, there's so much influence around me.
His dad and his dad, all that stuff.
My uncles, my dad, my stepdad, my uncle Jerry Cole, my stepdad David Wilson. I mean, there's a lot of influence, and then you had the people that you're around, like the environment where I came from. That's just the way. It's a way of life.
Yeah. Do you keep any equipment in the trunk of your car just in case? No,
no,
not that bad. You don't pull over.
Actually, I'm a really simple type person. I'm very simple. But people know when I speak about something, I believe it.
You put the time in.
So I use it. Yeah.
All right.
I put time in. If I use it, I believe in it, and it's just like. I try to just stay. It's like a Ford to a Dodge, I guess. A Dodge has less parts. You know what I'm saying? To it, the Dodge truck has less parts. So I want just less much stuff as I can when I'm going to do something. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have a lot of.
Don't complicate it.
You're minimalist.
Well, do you get your own Thanksgiving turkey? Do you go?
No, I didn't. I didn't go, but I wish I could. I wish I could for Thanksgiving and do that.
There's a text that says, I once ran into Trent Cole in my backwoods hunting near Elmer, New Jersey. I was 13. I remember seeing this guy scared to death. I ran away. I told my dad, and he never believed me but rumor made it around that Trent Cole was hunting in our woods. You ever been hunting in Elmer, New Jersey?
Never.
So he should have been scared.
I can't. I could just think of a few people who did sent that to you right there.
That's funny.
They got some jokes. They got some good jokes. That's a good one, guys. That's a really good one.
So, Trent, real quick, your career, you had 90 and a half sacks. You had 85 and a half of those here in Philadelphia. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite quarterback sack? Or one that just stands out?
I'll say the game. I think it was against Detroit Lions, I think.
Who'd you get?
And we had the throwbacks on the, was it the...
the blue and the gold
baby,
ones?
Yeah, the banana blue. Or
Yeah.
It was the yellow and blue. And I remember, I had it. There was a lot of sacks. There was a lot of sacks that was uncounted for somehow, some way. I don't know. But there was a lot of sacks that I didn't get counted for. I was like, wow. I said, those are solos. I was like, I didn't get them. But I must say, that was the best, one of the best probably. For sacks wise, that's probably one.
When you have a clear target sack like that, do you almost see like a crosshairs in like you're looking down the scope of a
there's been times where I whiffed.
Oh, really?
Like I said, I was like, oh, you'll see, you're like, yes, you'll see, you got him, and it's just, you'll see, you're just like, oh my God. You get too excited before you get to it, but man, it's just your eyes.
You get buck fever. That's what happens.
Right? Pretty much. You know that pretty much is what it is. It's just you get overly excited and you end up not paying attention, and he just takes one step to the side, and you just fall forward.
Oh man!
Yeah, but
no one sees it, right?
no, nobody knows.
Well, I would imagine, and with your defensive camp, is you may focus on stuff like that as well too, telling people to keep your head and not make assumptions. I assume while you're playing the game.
Yeah, that's the thing is you got to. There's one thing I was taught, and I forgot. Davis. So remember Davis coordinator. For the Eagles, when Chip was there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So one thing I love when he had mentioned, he says when we rushed him back there, he wanted our hands up. He wanted our hands up. It was a reason, and he proved that. You know what I'm saying? You look at the end of the season, look at all the blocks we had and all the strip sacks we had and stuff because we had our hands up. You know what I'm saying? And it was and that's one thing I could. You know what I'm saying? I want to preach to you guys stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
What a difference that makes.
Look a difference it makes.
Yeah.
And like having your hands up, something I learned is that just keeping your hands up when you're going back there and getting them up at the right time.
Well, it's a game of split-second decisions. And if your hands or whatever part of your body is already in the right position, you've saved yourself that little sliver of time that might make the difference. You know?
Yeah, because there's times like, if you're going up against a guy like Tom Brady, and I know we used to get our scouting report. And I mean, this man, like his scouting report say, he's getting, I think if I can remember, if I'm correct, I'm very close. But it was even between like I guess 2.3 seconds. He had to get the ball off, or he was on his own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how fast he was getting his ball off, and we're in the classrooms in there with timers and stopwatches and clocking this. You know what I'm saying? And this man was really getting it off. So he's pretty much going against like Tom Brady was like one of the worst because we hated it because he was getting the ball so fast.
Right.
And you're digging, you're just trying to come off so fast off the ball, trying to get to him. I mean, you had to work to get to that man, because the ball was coming so fast. But I mean, stuff like that, you get that amount of seconds to get to that quarterback. And I remember like when Andy Reid would tell me, he says, man, he pulled me aside. He was in practice. I'll never forget this. This man told me, he says, I want you to get there in 2 steps. From now on. He said, what? I looked at it. I just stopped and looked at him. I said, 2 steps. Like, he looked at it, he says, 2 steps. And I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So that was my mentality. I put that in my head. I had mentality. I was like, how can I get to this man in 2 steps? And I was going to try, even though we all know I'm getting there in 2 steps. Right. Okay, we all know that. But I put that on my head. I was like, I'm gonna try to get to this man in 2 steps.
Yeah. So who did you go up against most in practice? Was it Runyon?
Oh man, I try to go against all, but Jason Peters though, I love going against because I was the type of guy like when I go to practice, like everybody knew how I practice. Like when I came to practice. I wanted to go. I wanted to butt at heads. I wanted to go hard as we can, and everybody knew that. You know what I mean?
But they say iron sharpens iron,
yes.
right?
So I was going to pick out the best guy I get, and Jason Peters. That was it. I think he's the best, still to this day, the best offensive tackle I've ever in the league, ever to this day, all time for me. You know, and I would make sure I would go. And sometimes they wouldn't even let me and Jason Peters go against each other because me and Jason Peters knew that me and him, we gonna come at it. He's gonna give me the best, and I'm gonna give him the best. You know what I'm saying? And somebody's gonna win. We don't know who wins, and somebody's gonna be very, very mad because we would get pissed. You know, we would be really upset. It didn't matter if I lost. I was very upset. I would have come back there next play. I wanted to come back at him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's times where they wouldn't let us even come at each other.
You guys had a nice competitive respect for one another then.
Yes. And
It's got to be a liability though when you're practicing that hard because you get injured.
You get hurt.
Right.
Because remember now, Jason's a big man. Yes. And if I make the wrong move, man, he's gonna put it on me. You know?
2 steps. That's all you need.
2 steps. Well, listen, Trent clearly has plenty of knowledge to share, and that's what this whole camp is about. It's a Trent Cole defensive camp.
Very cool.
It's coming up in late June 27th and 28th. And it's going to be in Pittman, New Jersey at Total Turf. You can get registered at thehunter.com, THAHunter.com, and sign up now because, like Trent was saying, it's first come, first serve.
Yeah.
And you don't want to miss out on this opportunity if you know somebody who's, it's for high school age kids, and eventually you guys are going to branch that out a little bit.
Yeah, 2023 to 2026.
Okay.
And then
I think it's a necessity. I think you don't want to skip this kind of knowledge and experience, especially if your goal is to make this your goal. You know.
Yep.
Excellent. All right, Trent. Good luck with everything. Thanks for coming by this morning.
Yeah. Thanks.
Nice
for
hanging out with you.
Yeah,
Anytime. Trent Cole, guys. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a second. Stay with us.
You know, popping fresh, but you never would do that to an arm vagina.
The vagina flap. The surgeries performed vary.
It sounds like a bad 50s dance. Everybody's doing the vagina flap now. Come on, baby, do the vagina flap now. Swing your big arms like you have 2 vaginas.
Come on, baby, do the vagina flap now.
A little bit of lotion and he'll come right there.
We're done singing? If you want to sing. I can't get that eye.
Yeah.
The surgeries performed vary depending on the cause and extent of an arm vagina.
When they have those drastic weight losses and people, I don't honestly know surgically how they can remove that without it killing the person. You see, like, there was one guy who had it looked like he was melting how loose his skin was. If they talk about a tummy tuck as being invasive, how the hell do you do that?
They also use mini liposuction and the removal of excess skin. They are popular non-surgical methods.
Can you do the gentleman stitch on those?
Along with injections that are claimed to break down fat.
My chick's arms are so tight. Just saying.
So that's a new one apparently out there. The arm vagina.
My chick's arms are so tight. Just saying.
So that's a new one apparently out there. The arm vagina. This could go along actually with the connoisseur, believe it or not, because this is
the custodian, the connoisseurian. He eats old food. Is this fresh?
No, this is the little known history.
The little known history
of fruit roll-ups.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow! You guys are all on board now, aren't you?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the first fruit roll-up was created by Ivan the Terrible.
No. But it's older than you think.
Is it older than Jesus?
No. The thin sheets of fruit treats known as fruit roll-ups have been a staple of supermarkets since 1983 when General Mills introduced the snack to satisfy the sweet tooth of kids everywhere. But
1983, so the Civil War had just ended.
Right. No, but the fruit roll-up has an origin that goes much further back, all the way to the turn of the 20th century, believe it or not. The small community of Syrian immigrants in New York in the early 1900s didn't have the packaging or the marketing power of General Mills, but they had the novel idea of offering an apricot-sourced fruit leather that they called Emmerdine.
Did you know that Frederick Douglass invented Razzles?
No. Wow.
Razzles.
All right.
That's the candy that becomes a gum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you like Razzles?
I do. As a kid, I used to like it. I would like, is this Razzle going to be a candy or a gum?
Yeah.
The world was at my feet.
And when it turns into a gum,
Too late.
The flavor lasts like
Right. The
10
flavor's
seconds.
pretty much gone.
Right,
yeah. When a trade publication detailed the family's process in the early 1970s, it opened the floodgates for other companies to begin making the distinctive treat. Sunkist was an early player, but when General Mills put their considerable advertising power behind their fruit roll-ups, they became synonymous with the snack.
What's your favorite fruit roll-up flavor?
I always just went for the strawberry, which was kind of the first one that came out.
To me, it
That's
sort of
what I always
tasted like
liked.
a Twizzler a little bit.
I tried like the healthier version of the fruit roll up, and Jace was like, "I don't like these. Can we get those?" And it was,
You
the
don't like
traditional.
mommy's kale roll-ups?
It was like a little
They're
more.
actually not that bad.
Are they?
Healthier version.
Are they? I've never had them.
But when you have the original, which is delicious, he knows the difference now.
Yeah.
Joray is still in business, offering kosher roll-ups that rely more heavily on fruit than the more processed commercial version.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Joray is Superman's father, right?
No, that's Jor-El.
Oh.
But I thought you were going to say Geordi, and he's on Star Trek Next Generation. But the companies have one more important thing in common. They both have the sense not to refer their product as fruit leather anymore.
Yeah, fruit leather would not be as tasty.
But I was not aware of the history.
I always thought it was like a sort of chemical thing that they put together in the 80s, and here it's sort of fruit. Parents will be down with this.
Yep.
You've opened up my eyes, historian.
Thank you. Please welcome Mr. Brian Posehn.
Yeah.
To the show.
You were on Big Bang Theory last night, and your character on the show is hilarious. You're a geologist, and a rock nerd. A rock nerd, and and I was talking to you off air about that show. And originally when it came on, I was like, I don't know. And then it became clear that there is a strong geek base in the writers' room
for
there,
sure,
because
yeah.
they were getting it all right, and that's what brought me into it.
Yeah, no, there's giant nerds in that writing room. for
Right.
sure, yeah, there's guys from Futurama and places like that, and they're really smart and very geeky.
Very geeky, and they actually
the cast isn't.
Really? So nobody on the show?
No,
with
because
all
I've
of
been
that-
there a lot, and like the first couple of times we'd be hanging out, and like there was a comic book store actually on the set.
Yeah.
And I'm, looking at everything in there, and I was asking a couple of the guys, I was like, "Do you like this stuff?" They're like, "No, we go to Comic-Con once a year, and that's it." I'm like, "Oh my God!"
They pull it off though. Who's ever writing the, again, you say the writers are geeks, so that makes a difference. But on that comic book set, and much to my wife's chagrin, I will point to things. I have that piece. I have that piece.
Wow.
She's like, "Oh my God, shut up, nerd."
It's really bad. Yes,
There's a certain way you're supposed to read comics, and I don't know what that is. Are you supposed to look at the picture first? You're supposed to read the dialogue first? Can you do either
I
or?
cannot help you.
But
you
I've
can't
heard
even
that.
figure it out.
I've heard that
I've
before.
never heard that.
Yeah,
it's confusing if you first pick it up, but if you start reading a few titles, about where the panels are and where the word bubbles are.
Oh, right, the way, the storytelling.
I always find that my eye goes naturally to where it's supposed to go, especially if you're dealing with good writers and good illustrators.
After you read a few,
the normal flow
figure it
will
out.
take you there.
There's some Deadpools I could recommend.
That you wrote.
How many
They're
did you
pretty
write?
decent. 45.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your stuff is exceptionally good. I have to tell you, I love what you do with the character, and I know we talked about the first movie, and you were happy with the outcome.
I mean, I keep thinking at some point they're going to use one of our characters, and if they do,
Who would you want them to use?
Well, the woman we had, Mary Shiklo, which was, I would think would be a cool wife. It's so nerdy. But
No,
she's the queen of the vampires. And, I just think it would be a good juxtaposition for the character.
It would be very cool, but you know what? And here's the most telling thing is the case can no longer be made that this is just peripheral stuff. This right now, and I mentioned Thor Ragnarok before he came on.
this is what is fueling Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
This
for
is
sure.
it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of other big movies. All the big movies are geeky movies.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, the best ones and the most successful ones are the ones that are deeper and have more meaning and that are characters that are well written. And,
Right.
And I was talking with Nick Murphy, who's he's a fellow nerd too. But these universes that exist beyond the movie, the characters that exist beyond the movie, they make the entire movie more compelling.
Right. And then, like, for me, as I was watching Thor and they got it so right, part of my head was exploding because I was like, this is something I've always wanted.
Right.
And no one's ever gotten it right, but these guys are getting it right. Like, whoever's involved at Marvel and,
Well, Kevin Feige?
Yeah, but all the guys.
Feige?
Yeah, Feige. Yeah.
So deal with this, and because we have been through, we're old enough to remember the failed Thor attempt on the Hulk TV series.
Right.
The guy who was basically like a beach bum, with a horrible plastic-looking hammer, and it was just all the failed attempts. Spider-Man basically rappelling down a building.
Right.
This was stuff they could never pull up. Now, not only are they pulling it off right now, they're nailing it to the original imagery that we loved to begin with.
Well, yeah, it had that Jack Kirby feel, and we're making this so geeky.
Well, speaking of geeky,
I love when I do a nerd voice when I'm being nerdy, like I need to.
Your nerd poker. This has gotten such a buzz. Please explain to people what goes on here.
Well, it's just Dungeons and Dragons, but I've always looked at D&D as like it's just a geeky form of poker because for me and my friends, it's more about the hang than it is the actual game. And that's what a lot of D&D nerds don't like my podcast because we play D&D, but we also mess around. And
It's light and loose.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of dudes hanging out in a room.
And is it an ongoing story? I'm sorry, because I don't know. So,
Yeah.
So when you guys show up every week, it continues from the week prior.
Yeah, and our dungeon master has to remind us because I have a short attention span, and I've smoked some stuff over the years.
Just a bit. Who surprised you? Who's come out of the woodworks as a D&D
Well, we
fan?
had on our show, we had Joe Manganiello on our show, and
That guy's wild.
My wife was like calling all her friends, like, he's in my living room.
He's Sofia Vergara,
Come on
Magic
over.
Mike, and True Blood. Yeah.
He's super handsome.
Yeah.
Like me, we're all geeks, and we were all looking at him going, he's dreamy. and then he pulled out his box of figures, and he's more into Dungeons and Dragons than anybody I know, than anybody I've ever played with. Like, and Patton Oswalt used to paint his own figures.
Oh my God.
But Manganiello has like this whole, and they're alphabetized and it's super like OCD. And
Did you start making fun of him?
I felt pretty cool. I'm like, look at this geek. I'm kind of the badass in the room.
That's great.
What a nerd.
I don't understand it. And I've tried to play, and I've gotten really pissed off.
I think I'm too stupid. My attention span is
I'm
too
borderline.
short.
I'm like, I feel like I'm in that room. I'm the dumbest guy in that room. And with my son's 8 years old, and he's not into D&D yet, but he's getting into all the other stuff, Star Wars and comic books, and he's already schooling me. Like, we're talking about Star Wars, and this is something I've liked for 40 years. And he knows more about it already than I do.
Well, he enters into it though with the full catalog ready to go.
Right.
We had to get it through attrition and incrementally.
Right.
And that's
his hard drive hasn't been affected by anything yet. You know what I mean?
But
his memory.
he's fully
his memory's
wired.
better.
Yeah, but it's part of the deal. The games are like you see them in the back of the comic book stores and they're playing. I'm like, man, it looks like it's so cool and you can get lost in it, but I can't. I would find myself playing with the figures too much, like the little, that's me. Like I remember the game Mousetrap as a kid. I never played the game. I just played with the Mousetrap.
Nice.
So it's all part of the deal.
Too dumb for Mousetrap.
I was too dumb for Mousetrap. So that shows you why I can't succeed at this. What are the games? What are the things are you into on that level? The D&D? Are you Magic the Gathering as well? Or are they two separate camps?
To win some more money and tickets, we have MMR's Concert Cash, which is on the way. But before we do that, I would like to give away this because, I'm going to give away some more of our Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness tickets. We have a special screening of this before it hits theaters. It's going to be Wednesday, May 4th. So that is next Wednesday.
The trailer for it looks phenomenal.
So this will be at the UA King of Prussia, 7 p.m., and we will take callers 10, 11, 12. And we will give you those tickets, 215-263-WMMR, and then the movie doesn't hit theaters until May 6th, so you will be seeing it before everybody else. Pretty awesome situation. In the meantime, we'll do the Bizarre File.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
The Bizarre File this morning is brought to you by Jersey Mike's. They take great satisfaction in getting that perfect meat slice, but they don't do it for fun. They do it for fresh because slice to order makes a sub above. A man has married a fictional computer-synthesized pop singer who has been on tour with Lady Gaga.
That's great.
Akihiko Kondo and his wife, Hatsune Miku, have been in a relationship for 10 years before they got married in an unofficial wedding ceremony back in 2018.
Would you be my wife?
But now they've made it official. Turquoise-haired Hatsune wore white for the ceremony, and Akihiko wore a tuxedo for the ceremony. 38-year-old Akihiko said that his relationship with Hatsune has pulled him out of a depression, but he also acknowledges that some people find it strange.
Yeah, everyone.
He said he knows that his wife, generally depicted in popular media as a 16-year-old with long neon blue hair,
get off my back!
Is not real, but he says his feelings for her are. Thousands of people in Japan have entered into unofficial relationships with fictional characters.
She caught me in bed with my phone.
While some of those relationships are for a laugh, Mr. Kondo said that he has known for a long time that he did not want a human partner.
Of course.
This is because he always felt an intense and, even to himself, inexplicable attraction to fictional characters. Mr. Kondo has admitted that he found it difficult at first to accept his feelings. He says that he sees himself as part of a growing movement of people who identify as fictosexuals.
Yes. His first, actually, he lost his virginity to Kubert.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, I didn't
Wow.
know that.
Yeah.
Well, with that nose thing going on.
But on the pyramid?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is pretty wild, man. I saw video footage of this. Terrified tourists were catapulted into the air when their guide boat smashed into a giant humpback whale.
Oh, it's wild footage.
And was thrown, it was like shot way up into the air off the coast of Mexico. 5 tourists were hurt in the bizarre collision with 3 kept in the hospital and 1 reportedly seriously injured. The boat is said to have hit a whale off the coast of La Paz. Shocking video footage of the collision shows the boat being hurled high into the air as passengers are catapulted into the sea. An investigation is underway as tour boats should be kept a safe distance from marine animals at all times.
They took the whale into custody, did they not?
I think just for questioning, yeah. The state's civil...
I want a lawyer.
The Civil Protection Authority shared footage of the incident, apparently showing tourists crashing through the boat's awning as they are thrown high into the air following the collision. The boat's operators may not have known that the whale was underwater in the area, so they're investigating to see if that was the case or not. Yeah, we're looking at this. Can you believe how high that thing shoots up into the air?
It's crazy.
Yeah. A 41-year-old woman was arrested Friday for allegedly stabbing a man while he used a urinal. We were just talking about urinals on Fox this morning.
Are you peeing in that?
Shanaz Ali is accused of entering a restroom and stabbing a man with a knife in the buttocks while he was using a urinal at Leroy and Margaret Sudson-Grub. When officers arrived, the report says that they saw the victim, a male in his mid-40s, standing at a urinal in the bathroom with 2 visible stab wounds on his right buttock. In the statement he gave to police, the victim says that he was attempting to urinate when an unknown female entered the restroom behind him and stabbed him twice before fleeing the scene. His wounds did require stitches, and Toledo police say that they were eventually able to find and arrest the suspect at her apartment because the victim got a picture of her car before she drove from the scene.
Was he able to maintain stream or not?
They didn't indicate. I don't know if he was done. I don't know if he was just shaken off at that point or what, but he was stabbed in the ass. Adam Pearl walked into his home Tuesday and realized something didn't seem right. Pearl said, I came in the front door and I saw snow prints out in the front driveway going to the back of the house, so I thought something was awry because no one usually goes through the yard. Pearl was immediately greeted by his pet squirrel, Joey, when he got home.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong, dude. Call the cops.
But he started noticing
it's getting nuts in here.
Yeah, I see what you did. Yeah. He said noticing
You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Joey said when he got home, but he started noticing a few doors that would normally be closed were open. After making his way to the back bedroom, his fear was confirmed once he started looking at his gun safe. He said, I started looking at it and saw the scratches that are around the locking area. And at that point, I knew somebody was definitely in here messing around. So Pearl called the police. And when Officer Ashley Turner came out to take a look, Joey just had to say hi. That's the squirrel. So
I have your 6.
During her investigation, Joey had run in the bedroom, just screwing around like he always does. He said between her legs and kind of startled her. And she said, whoa, what was that? And I said, don't worry about that. It's just Joey, my pet squirrel, you know? Well, Officer Turner asked Pearl if Joey would bite. I said, well, he usually doesn't bite, but you never know because he's a squirrel.
Yeah.
Officer Turner went on her way, only to return a few hours later with some of his stolen belongings and some unbelievable news. She said, while she was questioning the individual, he had scratches on his hands. So she asked him, did you get that from the squirrel? And he said, yeah. Damn thing kept attacking me and wouldn't stop until I left.
It's a security squirrel.
So the squirrel was kicking this robber's ass. And now Joey is being hailed as a hero. Pearl said he thanked Joey by
It's going to get bloody.
by giving him his favorite treat, which are Whoppers. So he
Like from
enjoyed-
Burger King?
No, as in the candy. Here. Here's
awfully
5
large.
Whoppers, Joey.
For a squirrel to eat those large hamburgers.
Oh my God.
I think I've seen like cartoons, you know, they could do something like that, but in real life,
God, I'm stuffed.
it was the candy.
Of course, the malted milk balls.
Chocolate malted milk balls, yes. The Flagler County Sheriff's Office in Florida posted on Facebook about how deputies responded Sunday night to a call about an animal problem at a home.
That's the town where I saw my grandmother's breasts.
Oh my God.
Really?
Flagler, Florida.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's right. You said
All
that.
right. Well, I'm sorry about that.
Sorry, it's okay.
This doesn't involve your grandmother's breast, but there was apparently was an animal problem was the call. So they arrived and they found an alligator on the doorstep of the home scratching at the front door.
Wow.
As if it was like a dog wanting to come inside. The Post notes that the deputies and personnel from Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission relocated the alligator to a more suitable habitat.
Can I have some Whoppers?
Away from the residential area.
Wait, the milk balls or the?
No, Burger King.
Okay.
And that is what I have in the bizarre file. My mom and sister live in Florida. I told you guys last time I was there, I saw an alligator that's in the pond is adjacent to their apartment complex. Well, apparently, now that things are warming up, this gator is like out all the time.
How big is this gator?
I giving it a once-over look, probably 13 feet long, something like that, 12, 13 feet long.
Stop and think about that, down there. It's fairly common. And they always give you the advice if you're near a pond or something like that and you have animals or dogs, be careful. Hell, it happened in the Disney grounds, where the kid was attacked.
Yeah.
But your people are going about their lives interacting with these really prehistoric creatures all around them.
Maybe 13 feet is a bit, that's a bit, I think probably more like 10 feet.
Okay, that's still 10-foot alligator, still pretty formidable.
But anyhow, so like the neighbors aren't walking their dogs anymore.
No. Oh, man.
And my mom doesn't want to go out by there. So, all right, we're looking at a 13-foot alligator. It's not that bad.
Not that bad.
No. Steve, maybe 7 feet is better.
Realize that the camera's closer to the alligator than it is to the guy behind him.
That's gigantic.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was in Epcot this past weekend, and my mom, she was looking at what she wasn't sure exactly what it was. She thought maybe it was a baby alligator, and I was like, "Well, how big was it?" And she was like, "It was
a lizard." Yeah, she's like 4 inches long.
Her eyes weren't what they used to be, but she was looking at it. She goes, "No, it had these marking on its back," and I'm like, baby alligators are a little bit bigger than
Wait,
that.
I saw
in Florida, lizards are all over the place.
I saw a little lizard here in it was in my yard. I've never seen that before here.
They're around. They're just not as frequent as like when I lived in the Carolinas. They were all over the place. But in Florida, they get inside your house a lot. They're running around.
When I hike, you see them
here. Yeah. Okay.
Well, lizards and skinks. You guys know what skinks are?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're kind of like a salamander.
They can be
Those
a
are
pet.
really cool.
Yeah, people use them as pets or have them as pets. I don't know
It's
if
like
they
a
use
ticket.
them.
Yeah.
I'm going to just, use this as a pet for a little while.
Keep them.
Like a pet, like using a puppy, it might get you laid.
Right,
you know?
yes.
You guys,
Like a
ladies,
used-
see my. Have you seen my skink?
It's a used skink.
I think your skink is broken.
So anyway, real quick, we have about a minute or so we need to get before we get to the concert cash. I do have some shart outs that I need to get to. There's a lot of people that are requesting shart outs for this weekend, so I want to do get some of those out of the way now. When is this one for? Yeah. How about this one? My boyfriend listens to you guys all the time at work, and his 30th birthday is Saturday. So it's his big 3-0 on the 3-0. We used to call that the golden birthday.
Ah.
So mine was on the 20 when I was 25, because my birthday takes place on the 25th. So I was wondering if at around 1 p.m. Saturday, would you do a birthday shout out?
Wait.
No.
We're gonna come. We got to come in this weekend.
Guys, we're coming in. Not only that, we're working in the afternoon.
Yeah.
We're switching not only days but our time slot too.
I'm going to guess that she doesn't listen and her boyfriend does.
Possibly, yeah. So
you
anyhow,
guys about 2 a.m.
Well, this is from Katie McDonald. Isn't she the gal that got arrested in the? I don't think this is the same one, but the $20 homeless guy.
That was a different Katie.
McClure.
Katie McClure.
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
She's
Not the
emailing
same
us from
person.
jail.
Katie McDonald and her boyfriend, who listens, his.
Can we post a GoFundMe?
She doesn't even say his name.
Huh.
My boyfriend listens to you guys all the time at work. 30th birthday is on Saturday, so it's
We
big
love all
3
the
on
country
30th.
music you play.
So I was wondering if at around 1 p.m. on Saturday, you would be able to do a birthday shout out to Jake. There you go.
there you go. Say Jake.
And play some Foo Fighters for him. Please, it would make his day. Thank you so much. Here's a shart. And no, we're not going
There
to.
goes my hero. There
Was that sent directly to you?
Yeah, I think
No, it was sent to me as well.
Why?
Well, no, but I'm just wondering if it was like also if it was just sent to all of the DJs and they were
No.
hoping whoever working on Saturday.
It's just as my email.
I did recommend to her when I responded back that she, give a call. There's always a live DJ here,
Oh,
so give a call.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say
Oh, you
something
responded
smart.
to her?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I need you to stop talking.
Oh, it's time. It's 10 o'clock. We got to do this. I'll stop, Phil.
MMR's Concert Cash. Now, here's your concert cash keyword.
All right, and it is open, OPEN, and you have until 15 minutes after the hour to enter. There are 3 ways for you to do that. You can text it to the special contest short code number, which is 45911. Or if you want to be entered for the $10,000 grand prize, you should enter it via the MMR app or at WMMR.com. One random entry will win $500 in this company-wide contest, and all MMR winners receive 2 free tickets to the MMRBQ. Winners get a call from Beasley. Make sure you answer your phone. Contest rules available at WMMR.com, and it is sponsored by AAA Distributors. So again, the word is open, OPEN. Until 15 minutes after the hour, you have to do it, so get on it. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
So excessive that certain things I've stayed away from. Like, I never got into World of Warcraft because I just knew my wife would never see me again and would probably divorce me. And same thing with Magic the Gathering. I think if I got into it, I would have all the cards and I'd be on eBay buying them in the middle of the night. I got to get the wand of whatever. And, you know.
Yesterday, my wife is going through our closet. She's getting her coat to go outside, and she pulls out. I bought this jacket from the Rocketeer, Kathy, this leather jacket, because I got the helmet. She pulls it out and she goes, "What is this?" And it's those moments.
Well, it goes with the helmet.
It goes with the helmet. That's exactly what I said.
Wives don't understand that.
My son told me last night, he goes, Dad, he's 17 years old. He goes, did you know that there's a rumor that if you stay a virgin until you're 30, you have wizardly powers?
You're like, no, honey.
It was pretty damn funny. So that maybe they're holding out for that. Some of the geeks.
Maybe it's possible.
Oh,
I never heard that one.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I made it to 21, and now I'm
a little bit of close-up magic.
Yeah, I got
at least.
pretty close.
God.
7th level mage.
Did you get started in it by just like doing your own little fan fiction just for fun, and then
In comic books?
Yeah. And then start showing it to people, you know?
No, I mean, I got in because I was into it, you know, and I was already a comic, and so I was hanging out with Marvel guys and DC guys at Comic-Con every year, and they just became my friends. And then I did this other thing for Image first with my writing partner who had he'd grown up working at a comic book store out in Jersey, and when he moved out to L.A., he and I became friends.
Oh, okay.
Jerry Duggan, and we just wrote that book on our own, and then once we did that, Marvel kind of was like, well, you guys know what you're doing. Do you want to write Deadpool? And the way it came up.
You must have crapped yourself when
I did, yeah. But I still had to, even though they wanted to give me the job, I still had to prove that I was worthy. So I had to give them, the first year of stories. So we had to do work to actually get the gig.
I remember, because they listen, there's the long-standing tradition, and it was very hard to get into that group. I remember the story of a guy who was a writer who ended up writing for Mad Magazine over the year, and that was revered, Mad Magazine. To get in there, it took forever. It was like Parliament.
Right.
You almost had to, go through that process. But once you were in, do they ever bring up the topic of other potential characters?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I've been told I can do a Star Wars book if I want to.
Wow.
Any of the Marvel stuff. But it's just coming up with the idea, because you don't want to just, half-ass it with that kind of thing.
Sure.
Because that was the thing with Deadpool always, was I was worried about, making the nerdy fans mad. And Punisher fans, a lot of those guys own guns. So you don't want to make Punisher fans mad.
Yeah.
Ex-military dudes that are like, oh, you messed up Frank Castle, brother. And I'm like, oh, man.
You can't, Star Wars you can handle.
Yeah.
When a dude shows up with the...
Well, I don't know. Star Wars nerds are pretty hardcore.
When you go out, because you are doing so much, and we described you as a modern-day Da Vinci, when you go out and you're performing at comedy clubs, what is the composition of the audience coming to see you? Is it is it more nerds? Is it more TV fans of your TV work?
It's both. And I notice my fans, because they look like me, a lot of black T-shirts and facial hair,
right.
and
hunched a little bit.
Breasts, maybe.
Breasts.
Maybe they haven't taken care of themselves. A lot of doughy foods in their diet. I don't know. I'm not judging.
No, it's the more the merrier.
I've lost a lot, but yeah,
you look good.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
you're a big time rocker. You been to any concerts this season?
I went to Tom Petty's last show.
You did?
The Hollywood Bowl?
Hollywood Bowl, and then the
kidding.
following week he was dead. And there's no way I would have, if you would have said, man, this is his last show. He didn't seem, like 1 foot.
Were you so glad you went though?
Oh, absolutely. But that taught me. I'm like, I'll never say no again. Like anybody who comes through, I'll be like, that guy might die. So. Unless they're young. But, yeah.
Who's on the list? Who's on the got to get to list for
I don't
you?
even know. If Floyd ever gets back together, or Zeppelin, or any of those, obviously. But there's not too many. Tom Petty was one of the only. I had never seen him, and I'm so glad I did.
Have you seen the Stones? Yeah, it was the same question.
Yeah, I saw them in the old days.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw them with Guns N' Roses and Living Color in 90.
That's a hell of a show.
Yeah, was it 1990, 1989?
That was a triple bill?
Yes.
Yeah.
Had mentioned Floyd. My son, my youngest son, is 15. He's into music, so I'm about ready to have the Dark Side of the Moon experience. I'm going to turn him on to that.
Right.
So we're going to go, and the way I remember listening to that album from beginning to end, we're going to just a dark room, light a candle, sit back, and
Ludes.
Ludes. No, we're not going to smoke weed, but we're gonna listen to that. I can't wait to turn him on to that.
And then he'll really like it when he smokes weed.
Right, exactly. This is step one.
Yeah,
We'll get to that later.
I don't know.
Just dip your feet in. And when I'm not around, check it out on your own.
Sure. Where's that experience coming from now? Where you could, that used to be till you talk about the religious experience of in the dark. With the turntable and the whole thing, and I'm going to now in the darkness see the music, and that you don't get it anymore.
There's no albums anymore.
Yeah,
that's why it's not going to happen anymore.
They don't do laser light shows anymore either.
I used to love laser light shows.
Those things are badass.
No matter who they were playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been Little River Band. It would still work. But maybe not.
Rush, yes.
Pink Floyd was made for laser.
I went to a
Laser
Rush
Floyd.
one back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, in San Francisco. Yeah.
I thought I went to Seattle
wasted.
Sounds, and it was awesome. It was Pearl Jam, Nirvana.
Oh, that's a good one.
Alice in Chains, Soundgarden. It was awesome.
The problem with the laser light shows is the seats were they're planetarium seats. So if you went late at night, you were going to fall asleep because they were
right.
Yep, because you
permanently
laid back.
reclined.
But they're probably better now. I would think there's been some advancements in laser.
You would hope.
Because back then it was just like they would write Rush with a laser and then spin it around. So you'd see what Rush looked like backwards. And you'd be like, wow.
Well, then they did.
It's amazing.
They did 3D laser lights where you'd wear the glass. Do you remember that?
No,
Yeah,
no, I
that was
missed out
for a
on
brief
that.
period, yeah.
Yes.
And so thanks for coming by.
Yeah,
again,
thanks
man.
for having me.
And
Always,
enjoy
guys.
your time in Philadelphia.
Thanks, man.
Brian Posehn. Regis Philbin did not like to chat with Kelly Ripa when the cameras weren't rolling.
What?
No. It's not the way it sounds, and we all will understand this. Regis had a mandate. She said, absolutely no talking off camera.
So save it for the TV, right?
Yeah.
I'm such a professional.
She tells the New York Times about her dynamic with Philbin. She said he had almost a superstition about it. You save it for the show.
Save it for the show.
She said,
Kelly, look at me right in the eyes. Save it for the show.
She'd said, I'd be like, good morning. And
Shut up!
He'd say, save it for...
Shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut.
Save it for...
Shut the mouth now.
You weren't very nice about it.
Look, shut the mouth closed. Shut.
So she would... he would say, save it for the air.
Save it for the air. Shut.
I swear to God.
I will kill you where you stand. I will cut your whole goddamn head off. I just purchased a scimitar. For this very reason. To just slice your head off. So shh.
After he left live,
Nothing?
Michael Strahan came aboard and his unexpected eggs from Good Morning
She
America.
can't understand what he says, so.
So it didn't matter.
So it was her saying don't talk, yeah. Shut up.
Just put your slicker on and talk to that slob.
Ari Lewandijk Jr. is about to meet 29 potential future wives.
Oh, boy. Is he the new Bachelor?
The Bachelor season 22 is about to kick off, and in the running this time are 4 Laurens, 2 Brittany's, and 3 real estate agents.
I'm Brittany, and I'm just looking for that someone special.
The 36-year-old race car driver, there you go, was first introduced to viewers on season 8.
Hey, would
The
this show
Bachelor.
work with ugly people? I
No,
mean, straight
not
up.
at all for 1 second.
Can they just try it? Can like a smaller,
No one wants
lesser
to see-
network just do it with ugly people?
No, they did. Rock of Love.
No, I mean like actual ugly people.
You know what? They have shows that are average people, like that Married at First Sight thing.
Yeah.
And those people aren't. So they're just kind of average looking. So and people watch that, but it does have the added level of they've never met before and they're going to try to stay together.
Regular people. It's just you have these stunning people. Many of them very loose sexually.
Right.
You have these dream dates that no one on earth ever goes on, but people on The Bachelor and Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And that's
Could
why
you
people
imagine,
watch.
like The Bachelor shows up, and then you got 20 or 30 bachelorettes, and then
Mama June Shannon gets out of the limo.
Some of the bachelorettes are like, you know what, I'm out. You know, so immediately the 30 goes down to 20.
Well, that would be cool if at the point, but they've already it's the formula works so well.
I know.
It's been on, even though it's 90,000 different iterations of
This
it.
is season 22. Yeah, and I don't know how many
It's
different
showing no
versions.
signs of slowing down. Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise.
Imagine Casey if the Bachelor shows up and he looks like that doctored picture of Tom Cruise that makes him a little fat. And he's wearing a baseball hat
or booger.
Yes, something like that.
It's not going to work. So anyhow,
I have to go. The limo's still running.
Yeah.
People with great personalities, all
No one
across
cares.
the board. Yeah.
Look at this picture here.
Yes.
That guy.
That's it. I love it.
I'd tune in. I totally would have watched that show. At least the first episode.
It's a fantasy for everyone. I got just what love is really like.
But if you're one of the girls and you show up and Fat Tom Cruise is waiting for you instead of Ari Lewandijk Jr., you got ripped off on that season. You're gone.
Yeah.
You're out of there. So anyhow, he was first introduced on season 8 of The Bachelorette when he vied for the affection of Emily Maynard. So he goes.
love you.
He goes.
I want to be with you.
He goes
forever.
I love you.
I love you. I look into the future and I see you and I together, like two people together.
Poetry.
I want to walk down the aisle with you, the same aisle, and get married.
I want to write our own vows and use ventriloquist dummies to convey them.
Please welcome Mr. M Night Shamlayn.
Hey guys, I like the music.
Like that?
That's a cello actually played through, like kind of like through an electric.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah,
make it sound like a growl. That's,
Oh, really?
That's
Music from Split. Yeah.
Yeah, this was. Hang on, wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see
now
that
you
on
can
that-
hear it.
Yeah, and the composer actually plays the cello. He played it himself, like in a bathroom, like off the tiles, and you can. Anyway.
Who was the composer? No. I mean,
Wes Stortson. I got him from the HBO show The Jinx. You know, making.
Yes.
So just an amazing talent.
I want to talk about or ask you about Split, and so I don't want no spoiler alerts. But I recently went to a screening of Unbreakable. Do you look at Unbreakable differently than you did 10 years ago?
Split and Unbreakable are very, very connected, and they've always been. Even when I wrote the original movie, both these movies were in my head and actually on paper. So
if you can answer a question for me, and like an idiot, as always, I don't. Look at these questions I have.
It's the printer thing, man. We got to get a new printer.
All right, how about this? The fictosexual Japanese man who married a hologram also lost his virginity to which video game character? 215-263 WMMR. That was just a little while ago, so we're going to throw you an easy one. The fictosexual Japanese man who married a hologram also lost his virginity to which video game character? 215-263 WMMR. Who is it?
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, let's see where we go today. Steve, what's going on?
Well, Kylie Jenner taking the stand in the Chyna versus Kardashian trial, telling the court that Blac Chyna once attacked her ex, Tyga, with a knife. The testimony sent a shockwave through the courtroom as people asked, "Who is Tyga?"
Hey!
TikTok star Charli D'Amelio announcing she has landed her first major acting role in a big-budget horror movie called Homeschool. Charli says this will be an opportunity to address all her critics who say she has no talent and make them feel good for being right. And finally, Harry Styles saying he refuses to put a label on his sexuality. The revelation apparently really confused the guy in the stall next to him. That's your Hollywood.
All right, we'll see if we can get an answer to this question. And the Japanese man who married a hologram lost his virginity to what video game character? I will go to Joe for the answer. Hey, Joe.
Gadzooks. You got
Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, Joe. What is the video game character, please?
I'm privileged to know, sir, that the video game character you speak of is Cubit.
Cubit. Yep, hang on, Joe.
I need you to stop talking.
All right, Joe, we are going to set you up with the $50 Bonefish Grill gift card, and you can spring into seasonal specials at Bonefish Grill and enjoy jumbo shrimp skewers prepared in a light citrus herb marinade skewers, or wood-grilled salmon capris with Genichetti or gnocchi. You can try pairing with a refreshing strawberry citrus martini, and you can visit bonefishgrill.com to reserve your table today. Let's get to music news.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, we'll begin with this fun story. Dave Mustane of Megadeth made the day of some young fans in the crowd at a recent stop on the metal tour of the year, which also features Lamb of God, Trivium, and In Flames. Mustane, dressed in a hoodie with the hood up, sat in an empty row behind some concert goers and seemed to be recognized by a couple of young boys. And Mustane quietly handed them some guitar picks and then held up his finger over his mouth and stood up and waved goodbye.
If you say anything, I'll kill you.
The boys were sitting with adults who weren't paying too much attention, and they missed their chance to engage with the musician. But he did a little
awesome.
Incognito thing, and there's video of it.
It's up on WMMR.com if you want to check it out.
He looks almost like a corpse.
Really?
Yes, because his face is just kind of stone, and he just quietly hands these kids these guitar picks and then walks away. And Dave is kind of he looks mad all the time. So he has that look about him. But it's pretty cool that he did that. Kirk Hammett credits the band's Metallica with his personal growth for his debut solo release of Portals. While chatting with Kerrang, Hammett explained how the new EP came to be through his own sobriety and the band's maturity. He touched upon how former bassist Jason Newsted's 2001 exit came about in part to his wanting to pursue a solo project away from the band. Hammett compared the difference between Newsted wanting to stretch his wings and him doing so today. He said, it's 20 years later, and Metallica have gotten even bigger since then. So trying to divert any kind of focus at this point, it would take an army to do that. And it's just good old me. And also, we've all grown. We've all grown from our experiences, and we've certainly grown from Jason's departure. It's a recognition that we're all musicians, we're all artists, and who's to say someone else, don't put your art out there. I don't want you to. We've all grown up, basically. And he went on to say, so the question is, we were not grown up back then? Well, of course not. We'll be the first ones, or at least I will, to put my hands up and say, I only feel like I've reached maturity in the last 10 effing years.
Damn right.
I also have to say that I've been sober for 7.5 years now, and my mind is in a different place. I'm better focused. I got my brain back. I've gotten my memory back. So nowadays, I'm in a better place. I record music, and my focus is that much better. So he's in a really good spot. I mentioned this earlier this morning, and this was sad news, but some 45 years after their first performance, new wave icons, the B-52s, have announced a farewell tour that kicks off this summer. The Jaunt, billed as their final tour ever of planet Earth, will hit 11 cities across the U.S. The Tubes are set to make special guest appearances on select dates, as well as Casey and the Sunshine Band. And to kick off the tour, they will perform on Kimmy Jimmel Live.
Kimmy Jimmel.
Tonight.
Kimmy.
Hi, I'm Kimmy Jimmel.
I prefer... Sorry. I can't even mess it up.
Femi Jalen?
I was going to say Femi Jalen.
Yeah, I like Femi
Yeah,
Jalen.
Yeah. Well,
Not
I'm
as
sorry.
easy as it seems.
It's
is it?
not.
No, it's not. By the way, a documentary on the band will be released in early 2023. I would love to see that.
Oh, yeah. So when I first started at WDRE in New York, which had just been WLIR, the B-52s were, imaging music and commercials and promote. You'd hear all their stuff all the time. That's how important they were to that format.
When I worked at WDRE, Fred Schneider had a solo album. It really didn't do anything, but he was doing tours. And he came in, and I got to interview him. It was just me and him in the studio.
He's a good dude.
And, he was such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I just, he's so unique.
Yeah.
He's just how he would ever be considered a singer of a successful band.
No.
Because essentially he kind of talks his way through stuff and
He
has
does.
his own sing-songy way of saying things. But the film will trace the history and influence of the band. The film has also been given generous support of all band members, including many personal archives.
Robert on 93.3 WMMR.
Cool. Fred Schneider, co-founder and perhaps the most unique frontman in rock, sums up the band's decision to retire from the road. He said, "No one likes to throw a party more than we do, but after almost a half century on the road, it's time for one last blowout with our friends and family, our fans." And with Casey and the Sunshine Band and the Tubes on board, it's going to be one hell of a farewell party at these concerts.
I see the Tubes on this tour. Casey and the Sunshine Band's a little bit of an anomaly for that, but okay.
So they'll be in Atlantic City at Ovation Hall, Ocean City on October 15th. So that'd be a cool one to go to. And then one last music thing, because it'll be a live show at the Mann, August 16th. It is the Disney Concerts and Live Nation presenting Encanto, the sing-along film concert tour. A 32-stop expedition across the U.S. that'll give fans of the film a chance to see their favorite superpower-possessing family in a brand new way. So it's one of those where they're going to have a band on stage while the movie is playing, and you sing
I love when they do
along.
that. They did the same thing for Training Day.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me. I don't know what else it is.
That's the only line I can remember, too. Tickets for the tour will be available for purchase 10 a.m. local time on Friday. And that is what I have in music news. We now have to get our secret text winner, and we now turn our sights on Kathy Romano, who will give us that magic number. Kathy.
4.
Take it away. 4. 4? All right, caller number 4, 215-263-WMMR. You got to know the secret text word in order to get the goods. We'll find out who that is when we return. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
The MMRBQ is
And for me, whether it's even just in my own head, a sense of being able to be daring and different and original and not worry because the budgets are low and I can do something that's unexpected. I felt like, wow, I could do this other part of this story in a very unusual way. In fact, in a way that hasn't been done before, which is not even tell you how it's connected to something else unless you come see the movie and then forbid it to be mentioned in the marketing. It was really strange, I'll tell you, because I write only originals, but this is the first time I've ever written something where I already knew the characters, so it was very bizarre. Like, as soon as I started writing, I knew all the characters' voices and how they were going to react. So it was a very different process. And,
Okay.
Yeah, really interesting.
Well, speaking of that, I apologize, but how did you come up with all the different voices and characters for the one character in Split?
Yeah, James plays, if you guys haven't seen it, Split is about James's character and who suffers from DID, and he has 23 personalities, and there's a 24th one coming, which is a very threatening personality. And in this movie, he plays... I don't want to tell you how much because I think it's going to be fun, but it's an enormous number.
But that's crazy to have to come up with 23 characters for one.
You know what? Really, it's not any different for me as a screenwriter because, they are who they are, so...
They're real characters. They're just being funneled through one person.
Yeah, it's James that has the problem, I'm just writing different characters.
I watched the Blu-ray had a different ending. Which I find this stuff fascinating.
Yeah.
And one you didn't go with, and it was the exact right call to go with the one you went with. But do you when you shoot those things and you actually just sit there and see them side by side and run them, do you go, that's it, or are you back and forth?
Well, I mean, part of art is listening, right?
Yeah.
So you can have an agenda. Again, if I write you this movie about you guys, you 5 guys right here in this thing, I can have an agenda. Oh, I want Preston to be this person and that person, and but you have to really listen because the character of Preston or the character of Kathy will start talking to you and telling you something, and if you're being arrogant in the process, it's literally in a relationship, and if you're not listening to say, oh wow, the Kathy character wants to be the dominant character, it doesn't want to be the way you were thinking of her, and so it's listening to it and making the movie and looking at it, you go, wow, I thought James's character was going to do this, or I thought Bruce's character was going to go this way, but actually it's Sam's character that wants to do this, and that process of I've gotten better at listening.
You sort of step aside and let the voices come. I know it seems very
it all sounds
bizarre,
really, bizarre
and overly artsy, but I would understand that when you're writing for multiple characters. I mean, they're all living within you.
Yeah, so James, we were doing a scene, and just a random moment, just to give you a sense of what I'm talking about, and James was playing the 9-year-old boy, and he did something that he didn't know he was going to do. He was walking down the street, and he did something with something on the side of the building, and a half second before he did it, he didn't know he was going to do that. Right? And then he did it, and then he reacted to it, and like a 9-year-old, and it was hilarious and wonderful, but he didn't pre-think that. He was being the character and listening, basically, is what I'm saying. What does the character think? Oh, wow, the character's eyes went to this thing that happened to walk by. And that in that same way, being present as, having empathy. I guess as an artist, that's really what you're cultivating is your ability to have empathy. I've always, coveted the opportunity to do something where there was a pre-existing mythology and something so well thought out. Why Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and even Star Wars, Lucas's Star Wars, why it's so effective is the backstory has been thought out so much. The backstory is the front story. All that work has been done. And when you guys see something on television or a movie that rings a little hollow, that's because the person walked in the room and that person didn't exist before they walked into the room.
So with that kind of just leaving things, just letting it funnel through, can we expect to see Glass face off against Stuart Little?
Maybe. Is it possible?
Yeah, it's possible. I roadstore a little for you fans out there. That's why that joke actually is funny.
I'd like to thank you. I'm a new member of the board of directors of the Greater Philadelphia Film Office. I work with Sharon Pinkerton now. So I came on board this year, and now I've been brought into the fold of all things film and television in Philadelphia. What she does is amazing, but it's people like you that still highlight this area as a place to film, a place to create, a place that's got wonderful landscapes and backgrounds and all that stuff, and trying to to keep that coming into the area.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, obviously, we shot a scene with Bruce down in South Philly, and we were in this house, this row home, and we came out, and there's 2,000 people outside, and they were like bringing us cheesesteaks and pizzas. By the way, I ate it all. So it was so good. I mean, I'm a Philly boy. I mean, I'm a classic Philly boy. It's October. We're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yes, we are. M Night Shamlayn, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man. Yesterday, we got on a discussion for a moment about weird phone lines.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, well, what was it?
It was you.
Yeah, there was a number we used to call that would just, and it was something stupid to do as a kid, that when you would call it, it would dial, or it would ring once, and then it would pick up, and it would go, I mean, over and over, nonstop.
It had to be like maybe for service guys working on the lines, like a calibration thing.
Maybe that was
something like that.
Something along
and you
those
happened upon it.
No, but the reason I brought this up is because Steve came across now. One of the things is not just free phone lines like the time and temperature and 800 PHL gate. There was a time in history where the 900 exchange was quite popular, and those were paid phone calls. You mentioned celebrity ones.
Yeah, we have a couple of them.
You ready for this one?
Yeah, which one you have?
Here we go.
Audio Entertainment presents pop music's new sensation, Paula Abdul.
Call me, I've got news you can use.
Straight up, she's going to tell you everything.
Straight up, man.
You straight up call her now.
She'll tell you where she had her nose done.
And you should, because opposites attract.
Call 1-900-909-1800 now.
Call me twice and I'll send you an autographed picture.
You and Paula together. Just $2 the first minute, 45 cents each extra minute. Kids ask your parents' permission. Paula's on a rocket to stardom.
Call me now and find out why.
Pick up the phone. Call 1-900-909-1800.
We're watching the video. She was hot back in the day, man.
What if you called her up, though?
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah. Look.
Paul, I'm a big fan. Yeah, great. You want a picture or what?
All right, here is here's another music one for you guys. Here we go.
Audio Entertainment presents Warrant.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a lot of other things too.
Call the Warrant.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a whole bunch of other things too.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, like walk around, eat food, look at TV sometime.
Yeah?
Sleep. Yeah. It's the Rock's lifestyle, man. My buddy has a car. We'll drive around in it.
A car?
Yeah, a car.
Kind of car.
4 wheels. Steering wheel. Got it all, man.
All right, let me play it from the beginning.
Manual windows, CD player. Not at this time, right?
Not at that, though. It would have been a cassette player.
Record player?
Yeah.
Back seat, it skips a lot because, you hit bumps.
All right, here we go.
Audio Entertainment presents Warrant.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a lot of other things too.
Call the Warrant.
We like to rock and roll. We like to do a whole bunch of other things too. Just unless you think we just very narrow and just do rock and roll. We do our banking and stuff too, grocery shop.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a lot of other things too.
Call the Warrant Rock Line.
We'll give you the warm, hard facts on our personal lives. Our fans always.
Warm, hard facts. Just like our units, like our penises.
Yeah.
Come first.
Just $2 the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. Kids ask your parents' permission. You'll get the latest on tours, videos.
And what town we blew up last.
Call and hear a new message every day.
What town we blew up last?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Hang on.
And what town we blew up last.
Call and hear a new message every day. And learn how you can leave your personal message from Warrant.
Or anything else you've got on your mind. Call us and find out what goes on behind tour bus doors.
Oh, let me tell you, last time we blew up, New Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah, we like to rock and roll. We like to do a lot of other things too.
And they probably
probably.
Absolutely correct, Leslie. I would like you to hang on just a second because we are going to give you a pair of tickets as MMR rocks Tommy Conwell and the Young Rumblers, which we're hearing right here. This Saturday, April 30th at Ardmore Music Hall. It is hosted by Jackie Bam Bam, and that's always a great party. Tickets are on sale now. You can click concerts at WMMR.com for details and a ticket link. And we also want to congratulate Phil Patelmo, who is from Maple Glen, PA, because Phil was our random texter that we are going to give the tickets to as well. So congratulations, Phil. We'll get a hold of you. Make sure that you get that, and you will be good to go for the show this weekend. I would like to thank our guest this morning, Mr. Trent Cole.
Hey!
He has a defensive football camp coming up in late June for high school football players. Total Turf in Pittman, New Jersey. It was a great conversation, man.
Nice guy.
Nice guy with lots of great stories. So it was cool to have him by today.
He was talking about that game after the interview was over, that game against the Lions where they wore the blue uniforms. He's like, man, we watched that tape over and over again. I think I broke the record for sacks in that game. Like, it was cool to see him sort of relive some memories from his days with the Eagles.
Nice. Excellent. And we have Pierre's going to relive his days from the Eagles as well.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure. Oh, yeah.
And we played Take It Easy that time in Phoenix. I'll never forget it because my guitar was out of tune. And yet, you got to go on with that show.
You play hurt. Show must go on.
You play hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, I had broken my toe earlier that day, but I said, you know what? I can do this. And then damn roadie. His name was Nick, and my guitar was out of tune, and it darn near threw off the whole tune.
Darn.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But I did.
Well, thanks for sharing that great road story.
Well, if you want to talk Eagles, I'm here for you.
Everything good in your world today?
Yeah.
Excellent. Letter of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
All right, the Preston and Steve show is brought to you today by the letter
V as in victory.
All right, and also as in Buenaveza.
Yeah.
The ultimate summer tailgate party pack. We're giving this away. 4 cases of Stone Brewing's Buenaveza, a variety case of other Stone Brewing beers, 3 Buenaveza branded cornhole sets, Stone Brewing Easy Up Tent, Stone Brewing flags, and a bunch of Buenaveza t-shirts as well. This summer, enjoy Stone Brewing's Buenaveza, a Baja-inspired Mexican lager brewed with sea salt and lime. And you can visit find.stonebrewing.com to find Buenaveza near you. And you will, I'll bet you. What's happening today, man?
Well, many things. Concert cash possibilities at noon and 2, plus maybe some tickets to the MMRBQ. Also wanted to mention on Friday, it will be MMR's 54th birthday.
Wow. Yes.
And so I have a little promo running that talks about that. And as soon as you guys finish up Friday, we're going to start You Call It Friday early.
Cool.
So Jackie normally, kicks it off. But we're going to pretty much devote my whole program as many calls as, we won't be maybe every single song, but as many songs as we can get by your suggestion. We will solicit particularly songs that tie you as a listener to an MMR memory.
Okay.
So, maybe you won tickets to, see Led Zeppelin at the Spectrum in 1972 or something. We have people who are still around and who had that happen, or maybe you won tickets to the MMRBQ this year, or any number of things that connect you, or maybe you propose to your now wife or husband or whatever, listening to MMR. Who knows? But if you have a memory, think on that, dear listener, and see if there's a song or two that come to your head. And we will do that on Friday.
It's a pretty cool concept because you're going to hear those stories of what that song means or why, did it have to be at an event, at like an MMR thing?
No, but if it ties you in some way or shape or form to MMR, then that's not absolutely exclusive. But that's our overall goal, is to tie, a song that you might have in your head or heart to an MMR experience of some kind. And that can be loosely defined.
Nice.
You could be, having a hookup,
Yeah.
And I was on in the background. You know,
that's how you do
I'll
it.
never forget, Pierre. It was that moment, and then you played "Take It Easy," and it was out of tune because I was go away.
Oh my God! And then an unknown caller interrupted the story.
Right in the middle of a bit and everything.
Yeah, I was
He was
really,
riffing.
I was hot for 1 minute.
Killing it.
I was killing it.
Talking.
Thank God for that unknown caller.
Is this thing on? All right. But today's program will have workforce blocks of Kiss for Ace Frehley's birthday. And I'll tell the story of Nick and me meeting Ace and having an extensive conversation.
That was fun.
Yeah, he joined Pearl Jam on stage in Atlantic City, and Nick and I were both staying at the Borgata, and we were in the lobby, and Ace Frehley walked past us with some Starbucks, and I go, "Hey, Ace," and Nick goes, "Nice show last night with Pearl Jam, Ace," and he goes,
He wasn't alone, though. He had a bunch of babes with him.
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that. But it was nothing but a guttural sound that came out. It wasn't even English that came out of his mouth as he passed us by, not stopping, heading to the elevator to go back to his whatever. But we've got Kiss, we've got Dave Matthews, and a very special song from Dave, a new song, and a workforce block of the Rolling Stones.
Excellent.
All here today.
Love it. All right. Thank you, Pierre. I want to thank our sponsors, too. The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by Dunkin', the official coffee of the Preston and Steve Show. Also brought to you by Acme Markets. Get your free flu shot or COVID-19 booster at their pharmacy. Acme, fresh foods, local flavors. And also brought to you by Family and Company Jewelers, the best selection for all of the moms in your life. Family and Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination. Tomorrow on the program should be fun. Our old buddy Mitch Fatel, comedian, is going to be in town. So we're going to spend time with Mitch. He is going to be performing at Punchline. And we're going to talk to Joe Elliott from Def Leppard.
That's very cool.
Joe's a really nice guy. I've
Yeah,
had a
he's
chance to
great.
talk to him a few times through the years. So we'll have him on because they've got a new album out. So that and more on your Thursday morning. That's it. We're done. Rage on and have a great day. And we'll see you tomorrow.